Being that Frank is so good at explaining plots, and we're gonna run through all the games we've done this evening real fast, and I'm gonna ask Frank, completely unprompted and unprepared, to introduce each game as we revisit it in what we'll call 5-second games with Frank. So of course Frank is gonna keep it to 5 seconds.
There is a form of multimedia entertainment beyond that which is good. These games are as vast in number as they are terrible. They dwell in the dark recesses of history, unearthed from the pits of the bargain bin. These are the games of horror. This is Garbage Game Night.
Welcome to Garbage Game Night, a podcast where we consume trash, and we've been consuming trash for 52 episodes now. We've looked at more than 52 games, most of which have terrible reviews, and you know, I think we've been through a collective trauma, so this episode, it's going to be a little different. This episode is a safe space to talk about our trauma. It's an opportunity to look back at games that we've done and hopefully emerge washed clean, but I know that may be difficult. We may need industrial strength cleaner and a pressurized jet stream set at 0 degrees to get the job done. So tonight, while we discuss games of the past, we'll be playing a game that pitches itself as a stress reliever, as a form of video game therapy. Tonight, everyone will be playing a copy of PowerWash Simulator. Our guest this evening should already have it installed, and you guys can fire that up and go ahead and run it so that and we're going to check in to see how each one of these is doing right now, how they're doing in their cleaning. Frank, how you doing over there?
I'm doing good.
Good. Have you booted the game up yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you can boot the game up.
You just told us
That's the whole point,
ago.
Frank.
Yeah,
I'm
have it. It's downloaded.
I had a note for myself that I was supposed to tell you guys to start playing before we recorded, so that's on me. That's on me.
Now you said install it, and so I did that.
Okay, I see all my friends list now popping up playing PowerWash Simulator. Excellent. Yeah, do career mode, everyone. You want to start really just taking off in your power washing career.
So which mode are we going for?
Go ahead and do career mode.
You said career mode.
Career mode.
Hey Chris, I just booted up the game. What mode should I be doing?
You should do career mode.
Try out career mode, Frank.
Did I miss that while I...
Should, Tom, have you started career mode?
I have.
Okay.
Hey Tom, in case you didn't hear, earlier Chris had said that when you boot up the game...
Hold on, Frank. I know what you're going to say, but it's
Okay.
actually...
I'm in free play.
No, see...
I wish you would have got there
where
faster.
you should be.
Yeah, do free play.
Free play, right?
Oh, it's so loud.
You can go ahead and adjust that audio. You want it to be a nice, refreshing jet stream sound,
Yeah, I'm gonna go
a peaceful
fucking real
one,
low.
not one that blows your eardrums out.
Now, it seems like this is our van.
That might be your work van, yes.
So we're paying ourselves to clean the van?
I mean,
Well,
it's got to
it's
be
coming out of your
clean.
check.
I don't know who's. And a little pro tip is sometimes you will find that there's a grimy area you want to switch around faster. Go ahead and use your mouse wheel up and down. That it'll swap your nozzle a little faster there for you.
What if you don't have a mouse?
Then use a rat wheel.
If you're doing this with a trackpad. A couple other quick tips while you're looking at the grime on your vehicles there. If you want to, I mean, this might interrupt your finding of Zen, the seeking of Zen. If you tap tab on your computer, it will highlight all the dirty areas. So because each panel of what you're cleaning, you kind of do it item by item, and you don't have to get every single spot, but like 99% clean. You're gonna have to do that to clean what a section is. So like the hub, the window, the rear view mirror, the grill, those kinds of things. So
If you don't want to get it perfect, just half-ass the rest of your life. That's fine. But
that's fine too. You have the option to quit these jobs whenever you want. So again, this is about finding your balance. It's the power washing is secondary. But let me jump back to the guest this evening. Frank, you've got the game fired up now. How's it going? You cleaning some things over there? You cleaning the van?
oh yeah, I'm really shining this bad boy up here.
Getting in there? Now, I'm watching Hunter's stream right now, but it is tricky. You do need to get to the top of the van, and feel free to jump up on the hood, and you can clean the roof as well.
There we go.
For Tom,
there,
who may
baby.
not understand the concept as well, we learned bunny hopping or crouch hopping may be necessary in this game, so I'm very sorry about that.
How do you
Perfect for Tom and his
great.
platforming abilities. As we learned on For Fun.
Speaking of Tom, how you blast cleaning things over there? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. And you know what? It is relaxing.
Right? You just gotta take it at your own pace. You want to clean the door first. You whatever you want. Everyone's got a different pattern of cleaning things too. You know, I'm watching Hunter kind of just spray wildly around. Some people would be very methodically about.
Yeah, I'm not methodic
square by
about
square.
cleaning at all. So
Yeah, you see something dirty, you hit it. That's what
yeah,
you do.
I'm just like here. There's a big dirty area. There's a big dirty area. You know what? Here we'll even. There we go.
Oh, he's going for the 45 degree.
Yeah.
Sometimes the 45 degree, it's not powerful enough, but some areas it's good.
Yeah, I noticed that. Let's see,
yeah.
Do you know that if you you can actually jump on top of the truck?
Oh, that's what Hunter's doing.
Oh, are
right now,
you
yeah.
playing career mode or?
And Victor,
You know,
Chris,
we're
I just learned this
Yeah.
really cool thing. You can actually jump on top of the truck.
okay.
Can you jump on top
Hey
of
guys, I'm ready
Victor,
to play
I was
Fast
gonna
and
say,
Furious.
Victor.
Are we doing that tonight?
Victor, I know,
Yeah.
Victor, that I was going to say you might be having some trouble with the trackpad, but I did want to give you the heads up that you are able to jump on top of the truck in case you didn't know that.
it? Just on top of it.
Just on top
right
of it,
on
yeah.
top of it.
I'm concerned that this game is going to cause you stress then, Victor. How's it going for you trying to clean with the trackpad?
I am 98% cleaned.
Yeah, and as I'm watching Hunter's stream, you can double tap control and you just go full out prone. I mean, you are laying down on the ground because sometimes that's the truth of power
Yeah.
washing. You need to
That's
get
why
in
I'm
there,
at
man.
94%.
All right. Well, Victor may have a little more stress in cleaning tonight, but I mean, it seems like if you're at that percentage, you're being very methodical about what you're cleaning. I think maybe if you're having to work the WSAD controls more, maybe you're just doing like lines. Maybe that's going to be a better strategy for you this evening.
Well, to be honest, I'm just typing my memoir. I have somebody else playing the game for me, and they're doing a pretty good job. I've completed the job.
Wow, Victor's
How did he
completed
complete it
the
with the
job.
trackpad
That
faster
is,
than
I just
anybody
saw.
else?
Yeah, I just saw Hunter complete it. Wow. So
He's lying.
So you have
'Cause
completed
Victor
the job.
is a liar.
Feel free to move on to the next job, and I can't recall it.
Oh wow!
it does a
It
little
shows
time lapse
a
after you clean
time lapse of
something,
how
which is nice.
Shitty I am at cleaning a van with a power washer.
Is anyone on to the next job?
Should be
Yeah,
Hunter and
I'm
Victor
moving on.
now.
Trying to.
Speaking of Hunter, how you doing, Hunter? I hadn't introduced you.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm doing good. I'm doing well.
It's taking me a while to get through everyone because
Yeah,
we're talking the game that
that's
we're playing
okay.
already.
No, this is a much more like free form episode. I'm feeling.
It absolutely is. Yeah, the
No on
focus this
ABC.
evening it's not totally going to be on the game.
I am really feeling the zen of this game, though. I mean, it's
yeah.
not Elden Ring like you said, but
I lied to you to get you here this evening.
yeah.
Let me interrupt this with an update. Beep 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 beep. It's really calming. Beep beep beep. Right. We're still rolling out YouTube videos of these episodes that we're like currently doing weekly, and I'm trying to do the older episodes every other week as well. If you head over to twitch.tv/ggncast, you can drop us a follow there and follow all the links to our social media for any updates that we're doing, and find our YouTube link from there as well. But yeah, let's talk about the game that we're doing this evening. Kind of in the background, I'm gonna nip this in the bud real fast. I'm gonna be talking very much in like a nostalgic tone for most of the night, looking back on episodes we've done, probably quote Vitamin C's graduation song a couple times, but GGN isn't
Are we all
ending or
drinking
anything.
Kool-Aid at the end?
No,
get
GGN
the
isn't
Kool-Aid that
ending.
Chris
I'm
mailed
not
to your
not
house?
killing you guys or poisoning you or anything. It's just a retrospective and taking a breather from consuming so much trash. We probably will change the format of a couple things in the podcast, but yeah, this is kind of a breather. And like I said, it's obviously most people do a retrospective and a spectacle at episode 53. So that's what we're doing this evening.
Instead of episode 50, like most,
Right.
or episode,
Yeah.
we do a little bit later.
Yeah, so everyone here is playing PowerWash Simulator. It is a 2021 PowerWash Simulator game, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. So mostly we're going to be focusing on just kind of a retrospective, and the Trashies is what I'm calling them. So where we'll look back fondly at games we've done here on GGN, and we'll have some trivia, we'll have some laughs, and maybe, just maybe, you'll win a prize. So before we launch into that trivia, I want to lay the foundation about the game that we're doing here. Everyone's got PowerWash Simulator booted up, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You own a power washer and you power wash stuff. There is a campaign mode, or I'm sorry, it's a career mode. There's also a free play mode, and you earn money from power washing things. You can buy other attachments, extenders, nozzles, and soaps that work for specific surfaces. You can set it on a It's a more concentrated degree nozzle if you find a tough spot. There's no timer. It's just you and the grime, and you take your time spraying it clean.
Take your time.
It was released in May of 2021. It's still in early access. It is, to me, kind of the definition of a casual game. They've done a good job leaning into the marketing of it as a stress-relieving game. As they say on their Steam page, release the pressure with PowerWash Simulator. Wash away your worries with the soothing sounds of high-pressure water. Although we found it was a little bit too loud, maybe. But yeah, that's what you guys are doing in the background tonight. And this game is developed by Future Lab. They are a UK-based developer who started off making small Flash games. They made a pitch to Sony to do some PlayStation Store games. Got accepted into doing that since they've been making some smaller arcade games, including Coconut Dodge, Velocity, Surge, Tiny Tracks, and Mini Mech Mayhem for the PlayStation VR. And they've done a Peaky Blinders game, and now most recently PowerWash Simulator. At the moment on Steam, it has overwhelmingly positive reviews and has been, very welcomed by those who review early access games and gotten a good viewing on Twitch so far. Personally, I wanted to do this game right after episode 50, which was Deadly Premonition, because I felt like we needed it, and that's kind of what inspired us doing this game. But yeah, let's talk GGN.
I'm just drawing a windmill right now.
You guys can feel free to make designs in whatever your power washing. I am not paying that much attention, so don't do anything too explicit, please, if I'm streaming you. Like I said, we've released 52 episodes of Garbage Game Night. We started recording episodes, and I think it was November of 2019. We didn't actually release our first episode until February 2020. After releasing a batch and doing one a week for a while, I realized that was completely unsustainable. Like, this is no one's full-time job, so we switched to doing podcasts every other week. Is that I love girls? Oh, Chris. Thank you, Tom. For your creative power washing, I'll give you 0.25 points. There you go. 0.25 points for I love Chris. Because you are wasting your time. Someone's paying you to clean that shed, Tom. So first question, what was the name I was going to use for this podcast? I thought it was a little on the nose of ripping off another popular podcast, and then it was taken by a podcast that was launched weeks before our first recording. What is the name of that podcast, or what was the name I was going to use?
I'm not going to say it because I know who it is.
I can't think of it. I know you even told me too. That's what makes me sad. I remember you talking about it.
Frank, what is it?
No.
How did this get played?
How did this get played? Yeah, because I love the podcast How Did This Get Made, and thought like a video game version of it would do really well. And then I can't tell you how upset I was that.
And you're not wrong, because they're doing very well.
Yeah, they're doing fine. I mean, and they're part of like that network of an Earwolf and everything.
Earwolf. So,
and they do something very different than us. Well, pretty different than us too. I still purposely don't listen to their podcast because I don't want to take their ideas or anything or games that they've done. But yeah, no, they seem to find their own following.
It's definitely a different vibe.
Yeah. And that it's enjoyable to listen to, yeah.
As an audience,
and that it has a lot of fans and stuff. It's good.
Yeah, they're
there's a
very
Facebook
different than us.
And stuff. It's fine.
And what was the first episode that we did on our podcast? First answer.
Come on, Hunter, you could do it.
No, I have no idea. I'm so bad
What?
with trivia.
Oh my god.
Wait, no, the first episode we did.
Yeah,
You were
Hunter,
there.
you were
Hunter.
there.
I know I was.
Wasn't it that the war one?
Oh
Okay. Yeah, it was.
What was it called?
It's called That War One.
Frank knows it and he doesn't want the point.
Platoon, not something.
No.
Ooh, close.
But it's like the name of a group of soldiers.
Not a very common
No.
name, though.
A murder?
The
Squad?
That's what you call a group of soldiers, a murder.
I did not study. I did not study.
There was the Vermont. Remember the Vermont?
Get the point, Frank.
It was the outfit.
It was the outfit, yeah. All right, so Frank, I'll put you at, because you feel
Tommy
bad
Mac.
about these points, I'll give you half a point each, because apparently you feel
Deuce.
bad about
I'm
that.
not
Remember
getting-
Deuce?
I'm not
When Deuce
getting
died?
any of these points.
A lot of the trivia is going to have to do with GGN episodes, so I
God,
feel like
I'm the only one who fucking watches the podcast.
Frank is definitely at an advantage. Victor may be at the most
if it helps,
disadvantage, but
just
just do your best, Victor.
In the
Host the band.
ballpark.
All right, so here's what we're going to do tonight. One of our most beloved segments on GGN from us and the bots is of course 5-minute films with Frank, where Frank explains the plot of a movie that is helpful to appreciate a game. By the way, how many 5-minute films with Frank have we done? Anyone take a ballpark? I know it feels like thousands, but
I'm gonna say
7.
How many minutes? No, the question should be how many
minutes of 5-minute films?
of 5-minute films
I don't have
with
that
Frank?
information, but I know how many total.
I'm gonna say 5.
7.
I'm just gonna go 10.
Frank, any guesses that you've done?
I'm thinking about what they were.
Now I'm counting individual ones. You've doubled up and you've actually tripled up one time.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
well,
true.
That's why I think it's like 10.
Shit.
How much time is Frank squandered?
I'm gonna say
on the
6.
podcast?
What
don't know.
that makes Hunter the closest actually. It was 8 5-minute films with Frank, at least that I counted. And you did 3 in Rambo and you did 2 in Chaser alone.
I said
I thought
7.
there was a 7. Yeah, there was a 7 in there.
Oh, Victor said 7? Okay, so that number is closer. So I'm gonna give that to Victor.
It's okay. I didn't want the points anyway.
I'm sorry, Hunter. We could split the points.
Yeah, it was okay.
I
So
don't
Total
want
Recall, Face Off, Commando, Rambo. Is it the Rambo one? That's why it was all the
Rambo
Rambos.
was 3, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Rambo had 3. That's what I was
All right,
missing.
so being that Frank is so good at explaining plots, and we're gonna run through all the games we've done this evening real fast, and I'm gonna ask Frank, completely unprompted and unprepared, to introduce each game as we revisit it in what we'll call 5-second games with Frank. So of course
will
Frank
culminate
is
in my
gonna keep it to
suicide.
5 seconds. So
You heard it here first, folks.
I'm
The
gonna keep
bots
coming
are
back
like,
to
just
you,
give your
Frank.
social first.
I do have to work at 4 a.m.
Frank, in 5 seconds, tell us about our first game, 2006, first episode, The Outfit, Frank. In 5 seconds, sum it up for us.
The outfit, you got 3 badass homeboys from the USA fighting Germany in the Wehrmacht, but it turns out the Wehrmacht ain't that bad. It's actually, they're not even the real Nazis. They're like kind of, beta Nazis, not alpha Nazis.
Facts.
And then your boy Deuce dies, and he's played by the Terminator,
Yeah.
the T-1000. And,
Same voice actor.
then you start hanging out with a Nazi, and you guys blow up a guy who's even more evil than Hitler.
Even more of a Nazi.
And then,
yeah.
and then one guy may or may not sexually assault a woman on a Zeppelin.
You're only at 3
Nailed
seconds,
it.
Frank. Keep going.
Okay.
No,
That's
Frank.
right.
So there's also
It
a
is-
wheelbarrow.
Frank,
You can play in a
Frank.
wheelbarrow. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, in Milton
You
Florida,
said
there's a
it as
wheelbarrow.
if
I
you
forgot
wouldn't
about
do
that.
it.
I know. That's my first mistake.
Yeah, the outfit was an A-team style group fighting Nazis in World War II, and you team up with a Nazi to fight worse Nazis and then shake his hand at the end. Like I said,
And salute, I
this was
think.
this was our first episode. I wasn't sure we were actually going to release this one. I edited it for like 4 weeks trying to figure out this whole podcast thing, but I think it came out all right. You can watch the YouTube now. For a trivia for this, Frank named one of them. Can you guys name any other characters in that game? It was Deuce, the one who passed away.
There was
Any-
Tommy Mac or something.
Tommy Mac, nice, yeah.
Correct.
Tommy Mac,
I
and
only
another
remember
lead
that
character
because he
was.
just said it like 5 minutes
Oh,
ago.
he did say it. Oh, I missed
I
it.
did say it earlier.
But
Okay.
I'll take
Hunter for being
I need the points I can get.
for listening well. We'll get the point for that as well. Yeah, and J.D. Tyler, Lieutenant Tyler was the other one. Next episode, Fast and the Furious Showdown from 2013 on Xbox 360, PS3 generation systems. Frank, what you got?
Have you ever wondered what happened before? What was it, Fast 7?
I think it was 7.
It was
Yeah.
Fast 7. What happened before Fast 7? How did Letty get to where she was in those flippy cars? You know, how did we get to the flippy cars?
Ah, the
well,
flippy
you
cars.
find out
The
in
flippy
this
cars.
nonstop action game that really sucks. And you jump from a car. You do a practice run of jumping from a car to a semi, as if that's something you should really try to do. Like, it's insane.
I forgot
and
about
then
the practice
you're
run.
some agent, and then you like go to I want to say Russia or Antarctica, somewhere very cold.
Yeah.
And then you like basically do a loopy-de-loop, you know, and then it just all ends. You're back, and you play also as Jason Statham's brother, you know, who is a bad guy, but he's really not a bad guy, as you find out in the later movies. But in this game, he's a bad guy, okay?
Yeah. All right, your
And
5
no
seconds
one
are
likes
up.
him.
Nice work.
He has no friends.
So
except
they
the people
didn't
he
quite
works
have
with.
the
They're paid friends.
licensing. They didn't have the licensing to use some of the characters. It started off with the car flippers, the strongest point, if we're being honest, and reused every level by
Truly.
reversing it. Yeah, and a little fun fact.
Everything
I'll
was
throw
downhill
in,
from there.
Since I'm not giving the scores or anything, we'll have some stuff with scores later. I had forgotten. We didn't start the Garbage Valley score system until episode 9. So
Wow,
we'll bring
really?
that back and we'll talk about that. Yeah, it
What?
caught me off guard. I thought we did it from the beginning and nowhere close. Yeah. So I don't have any fun facts for this game or trivia. It just wasn't that fun. So next episode, Reservoir Dogs. Frank, what you got?
Have you ever seen the movie Reservoir Dogs? Have you ever wondered, like, hey, how'd that one heist go
It's
down?
the same pitch
you know?
as the Fast
And
and
then,
Furious.
well, that's
They weren't
most
as an
games,
original
Tom.
back then.
That's all most video game tie-ins are like. Hey, you want to know what happened before or after or during the movie? There's some characters who look, you know, kind of like their real life human counterparts, and others just that really fucking don't. You know, there's really no dancing. The driving, it's like driving a boat, and
That's good.
They still all pretty much die at the end.
Yeah, it's a shadow game from the movie, kind of recreating things that happened between scenes, showing all the things that you didn't see, and there's a reason you didn't see them because they weren't that interesting. It was Tom's first episode too, so welcome to the podcast, Tom. Haven't been able to get rid of him since. Reservoir Dogs had an original voice actor for the movie. Who was it?
It was Michael Madsen.
And that's right.
Yeah, Chris, did you do the math on like if Frank goes through each of these?
We are on episode 4.
Well, no, he did the math.
Frank, what you got for episode 4, Scorpion King?
5 seconds each.
Yeah, but he can't. He's not capable.
Scorpion King, what you got?
Have you ever wondered what happened with the Scorpion King before the movie? And then way before the Mummy too.
We did a series of movie games.
The Scorpion King. So, you are an Arcadian. You're buff. You're pretty cool, and you literally have to kill everyone in the room before you can move to the next room. Okay.
Yeah.
You fight a Medusa-like character who may or may not be, kind of attractive. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to
still think about her sometimes.
Rule 34 on stream. We're not being horny on main, okay? So, it's a pretty cool game, and it's very repetitive.
That's good,
right?
yeah.
So if you like Dark Souls and you like rolling around on the ground,
there's lots of rolling.
You probably still won't like this game.
Yeah, it was the first time The Rock has shown up on our podcast, and we learned something about the scorpion mating ritual. Could someone explain how the Scorpion King, monster from the movie, was created?
Scorpions
actually
use their stinger to inject their seed,
eggs,
if you will,
their eggs
into unsuspecting creatures, and then they will hatch from the innards of the creature killing it.
That's not how that works.
That's
right.
exactly how it works.
Yeah, that's
we
I
learned
think you wanted to get in there at the same time, so I'll give you both a point there. Yeah,
you can actually find there's a really great David Attenborough documentary where he touches on that and is stung, and it's horrifying.
Yeah, he becomes
the scorpion in the
David
egg.
Attenborough King. Yeah,
he produces half scorpion, half David Attenborough children.
Yeah, making GGN Cast one of the most foremost biology podcasts, I think. I should submit us to a biology podcast category, I think. Yeah. Episode 5, Bruce Lee. Frank, what you got?
Have you ever wanted to just kick the shit out of somebody? Do all kinds of karate moves, but you might not have the strength in yourself. Well, don't worry. Bruce Lee has all the strength for you, and he has no problem just beating up people. Also some possible sexy characters in that game that we're not going to talk about. We're not going to think about. We're not going to Google later. Okay, we're just going to let them go. There was also a very, very fat man.
Yeah, there was.
When Chris played the game, he actually really didn't unlock all the moves because he thought there's no reason to.
You max out the kick. That's
and
all
he had his own little cheats. But we, the real gentlemen, the real game players, try to unlock as much as possible in the time frame. That on the original Xbox.
Yeah, the game had some goofy cutscenes. We did it that was the first one we did on the Xbox original because it took me a while to find an Xbox original, and it actually was the very first podcast that I planned for this podcast, for first episode I had planned for this podcast, but I couldn't get a working Xbox for a while, and I really wanted to have Victor on for it because he's always been a big Bruce Lee fan. A Brucey, I think they call him, right?
Oh,
that was the first one that you were on.
It's because he was part Asian.
A Legionnaire.
No, it's because he's a Bruce Lee fan. Legionnaire.
All right, Victor. What martial art does Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee. Wow.
He's just kidding. What is Bruce Lee's martial art called?
It's called Jeet Kune Do.
Oh!
Wow.
Well
wow.
done.
I think Victor needs a point for that. All right. I did have one trivia for that. Do you recall how Joe Rogan made an appearance on this episode?
He's a character you
yes.
can unlock.
Oh,
He's
in
not
a
a character,
UFC
but not in that
game or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That is correct.
We watched Bruce Lee fight in one of the MMA games with Joe Rogan commentating, and that was surreal with watching Bruce Lee do an MMA fight with Joe Rogan calling it. All right, episode 6. We're moving along. Secret Service. Frank, what you got?
Have you ever wondered, man, what would it be like to be a Secret Service person? Maybe some sort of insurrection-esque day thing, Yeah. Well, as we learned, the real life, it's not that entertaining, but in video game life, a lot of shit can go down, all right?
Yeah.
I believe you were fighting, migrant people that just happen to have a bunch of guns that we probably sold them because that's how America works.
Uh-huh.
All right? We sold them the weapons, and somehow, they got over here with them. And then, you're just trying to figure out what's happened. There's a mysterious man talking to you over your earpiece, and you just fucking believe in him, Actually, no, you had a flip-out cell phone. You had a flip phone, a piece of shit flip phone. And you're just, killing people almost indiscriminately. And then the other Secret Service guys turn on you at one point, but you have to trank them because it's not
Yeah.
cool to kill your brothers in arms. All right, you hear that, people of the military? It's not cool to kill your brothers in
I
arms.
don't know who
right?
you're talking to right now, but yeah. So this is one that's always fresh in my mind. I'm going to cut you off there.
And then at the end, you have to kill.
That's my question. Hold on.
house-
Who do you have to kill?
Oh, is it like the
Oh,
secretary?
that's the trivia.
Secretary?
It's not this. It's not this.
I
Secretary of State.
remember. If I'll let someone else guess
Vice
first.
president?
No.
No, but for a second there, you do think it's the vice president.
Yeah, it's third in line
Speaker
for the
of the House?
presidency. Speaker of the
Boom.
House. That's right. Yeah.
Speaker of the House, and you shoot him fucking dead as he's cowering behind
flies
us.
out.
Oh yeah,
chair,
you
right?
did not need to kill him. I remember that.
Don't you shoot him and then
And
you
then they
end up
throw
kicking
his
him out of
fucking
the
dead body off the
off
goddamn
the plane. Yeah. I don't know why this one's always fresh in my mind. It really got burned in there from the amount of time we spent on this one. Like, it doesn't seem like episode 6 was that. It just seems so fresh to me. It's got the puzzles from BioShock. It's got the night vision goggles that run out of battery and you recharge them by turning them off. Yeah, and then the end you kill the Speaker of the House because he was trying to make a coup attempt for presidential power.
By killing, he has to kill everyone else, basically, right?
Everyone else. So episode 7, Fight Club. Frank.
Have you ever wondered what happened, like on the other parts of Fight Club? Like, who had the remote to blow up the buildings for realsies? You know, like 'cause Tyler breaks the thing, or Edward Norton's character, who I believe, as we found in the episode, doesn't really have a name. I want to say, but he has a name in the comics. Maybe I don't know. Either way, and also you gotta think, how many times can I beat up Jared Leto? You know,
Not enough.
So you really find out the answers to that. You find out that the whole time your guy wasn't a narc. You know, he just was a guy who seemed like a narc, and just totally was cool about blowing up, credit buildings.
Yeah.
So.
So we went fighting around the world. It offered kind of an alternate ending to the movie. My main takeaway was that it seemed like they might have missed the point of the novel or film. It's just a fighting game. Can anyone name some unlockable characters in this game?
Dun it.
Was
Frank
Bob
knows
in it?
all the answers.
Bob
Bob
won?
was in it. Bob actually on Twitch right now. You're fighting Bob. He was not unlockable though. He was just a regular character.
Come on,
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln was unlockable.
There you
And
go.
there's one more. He
All
is
right, I'm gonna say
known
another
as
one.
the
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst, that's right, Frank. Fred
Keep
Durst was an
rolling.
unlockable character in this game because he was such a big fan of Fight Club. Next game, episode 8, Jurassic the Hunted. Frank.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be some sort of mercenary that gets sucked out of a helicopter through some sort of weird time portal thing?
I think Frank has
Well,
a better
this is the
memory
game
for
for
these
you.
games than I do.
It blows my mind, Frank. It's impressive.
You get sucked into this time portal thing. You're like, what the fuck's going on?
5 seconds.
You get attacked by dinosaurs. You find weapons. You find out that one of your homeboys has been turned to a motherfucking skeleton. And then you go around. Then you find this lady who you were supposed to protect, and it turns out like her dad is a scientist who discovered part of this portal thing and got lost, so she needs to find him. And then you find one of the other homeboys, but he's aged like a motherfucker, you know. But together, you guys work together and bring this lady, and then you try to get out. You have to kill so many dinosaurs,
So
right?
many.
But they're kind of asking for it. Also, you run into other things throughout time, but it's not as neat as you think it could be. But it's still pretty neat,
Yeah.
and it's still kind of fun. They have some Nazi zombie stuff where it's you fighting basically like velociraptors as the Nazis,
Waves
you know,
of
and you need to
zombies.
board up
What?
windows and stuff, and you go through. So it's a lot of fun. Some missed opportunities, but definitely a game worth checking out.
Damn, Frank's so good at summing these up. Yeah,
I'm blown away by you doing
yeah.
it like, tight, too. You're not taking that long.
Yeah, this game didn't go far enough. It got the wormhole bringing in things from different time periods. Like Frank said, like, it should have brought in like more diverse time periods, like the future. It did like one thing from the future. It did have the
Wasn't there,
zombie
like, an
mode with
alien
dinos.
ship?
At the very end, yeah, but they just
Yeah.
made like vague reference to it, and I think there was one like laser gun. That's all they did with the future. But you're supposed to be in the Bermuda Triangle, and they were bringing in things from like all eras. That's why dinosaurs were there, and they just didn't take it far enough. But it was a cool concept
was
for a
just
game.
very
It was
heavy on
fun.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, it was a blast to play, and that was actually the first time Frank did a 5-minute film because he did what was the film that Frank?
It was
explained?
Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost. That's right, Hunter. Next episode, episode 9,
not feeling
Celebrity
good about points.
Deathmatch. Celebrity Deathmatch, Frank. What is? I don't know. Is there anything to explain with this game?
Have you ever wondered, man, which celebrity would win in a fight to the death?
If
you
they
know?
were made of
especially if they had
clay.
zany if they were made of clay and had zany abilities based off their characteristics that we know them, love them for.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's the game kind of, right?
Be, Ron Jeremy the Hedgehog, you know, and sexually assault people just like in real life.
Oh my God, yeah.
You could
that,
be
for the
Marilyn
record, that
Manson
happened
and physically
afterwards.
assault people just like in real life.
And sexually assault.
You could be
all those things happened after
well, in the game,
we
he really
did the
didn't sexually
podcast.
assault people. He did that part of it, but he physically assaulted people.
This game was like a window to a different era for me when I was shared with VHS copies of Celebrity Deathmatch from that adult channel MTV. All the references in Celebrity Deathmatch like were the late 90s that have completely dropped off the map. But can you name a couple of them? Frank just named a couple. Can you name any other characters that were in the fighting game Celebrity Deathmatch?
Wasn't Pamela Anderson one of them?
Carmen Electra.
Wrong.
Oh, Carmen Electra.
Carmen Electra was.
Carrot Top?
Carrot Top was, yeah.
Britney Spears.
Justin Timberlake.
Spears was
She
not.
was in Celebrity Deathmatch. She wasn't in the game though.
Yeah, Brittany was not in this, although she should have been.
No, it was the lady whose name like we fucking couldn't remember.
Cindy Margolis was the one who who was the one who like she has completely dropped off the map. But yeah, she was like everywhere in the 90s. Yeah. Some other standouts were Busta Rhymes, Carrot Top, Shannon Doherty, Ron Jeremy, like Frank said, Tommy Lee, Miss Cleo, Anna Nicole Smith, and Jerry Springer. Yeah, were some other ones that I had noted there. Miss Cleo, yeah.
Also, wasn't Dennis Rodman in it?
Rodman was in it, yeah. Episode 10 was Minority Report. Everybody runs. Frank.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be a minority? No. Minority Report is, what if Minority Report didn't star Tom Cruise and just starred Mr. Krabs? And it basically follows most of the same plot as the movie to some extent, but then really kind of not. They really cut out the whole hamburgers being cooked by a jetpack thing, you know, which everyone's wondering, are they going to do that part? And they didn't. Yeah. The most interesting part about the game was the fact that you could have unlockable skins, or maybe it was just cheat code skins, where you could be a lizard and your eyes went multiple ways. You had chameleon eyes, and you were a lizard man.
How many times have you listened to our episodes, Frank? I am like, you're taking my trivia that I have.
I'm sorry. Don't let me explain it because I'm going to say all the fun stuff.
Wow, you're nailing it and summing it up so well. Okay, yeah, this one guest starred Steven, a friend of Frank and Bob, who we got him back on the podcast. He did a great job. Frank did a 5-minute film for the film Minority Report.
Fun fact about that. I told Steven, it's not going to take that long. He had to get up early because he was a teacher at the time.
Yeah.
And boy, did it take long.
It took
and boy,
a long
was he
time.
mad at me.
Not friends
That's
anymore.
our relationship.
Yeah, we did a game called You Don't Know Dick, which was facts about Philip K. Dick, who was the writer of the short story that movie was based on. And we also didn't have the rights to use Tom Cruise, so they based the main character on the voice actor that they had, which Frank ruined. It was Clancy Brown, the voice of Mr. Krabs.
I didn't say his name. You guess what's his name.
Oh, whoops.
Chris.
Next episode was episode 11, Dragon's Lair. Frank.
Our first episode during quarantine.
Yeah.
COVID's over now, folks. Everyone knows that, all right? Everyone knows that. We can legally
if
say
you're not
that.
a sheep.
Yeah. Hey, remember that game that you used to see in an arcade that no one was playing? Or remember that game your dad used to always tell you about that he used to play as a kid? Well, this is that game, all right? Dragon's Lair, you are a knight, and you're trying to find your homegirl who may be a little perky in the morning, you know what I mean? And you have to go through a series of very quick, and I'm not really understating this here, very quick, action scenes where if you make the wrong move, just a half second, you're gone. You're donezo, you know? It's a very unforgiving game, and it's quite the challenge to beat it, you know?
Yeah, this was
first go.
It was a lot of focus on the technology and how the heck they managed to do this. What kind of animation with I paused it for you right there on what Frank's talking about. How they managed to do that animation at the arcade at the time. It was about laser discs and stuff. Yeah, and the animator for this game was the same studio that did Secret of Nim, American Tail, Land Before Time.
Secret of Nim
what's
is
his
the
name?
terrifying one, right? With the owl?
Yes, with the rats and the owls and the mice, yeah. And
that scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, this one's called Blank's Dragon's Lair. What name was that? Blank's Dragon Lair. He was the animation studio.
His name?
And somehow didn't get in trouble for this animation that they did that I'm showing on Twitch at the end here.
Come on, Hunter.
No, I got nothing.
All right, it is Don Bluth.
Don Bluth. The answer was Don Bluth.
Who left Disney and did those films.
Father of or uncle to Joe Bluth.
Job.
Top Bluth.
Job, yeah.
I don't care much for Job.
Episode Dragon Slayer was a good lead into Night Trap, though, which we did very recently. Like, they played extremely similar style as QuickTime events to hit a direction while you're watching a video. But the next episode we did was episode 12, Bus Driver Simulator and
one of my favorites.
Autobahn Police Simulator. Do both of them in 5 seconds, Frank. What you got?
Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to drive a bus in Europe? Man, does it suck. I really don't recommend it. But if you want to do it and you want to give it a try, Bus Simulator could be the game for you.
That's the plot.
You
Next
have to
one.
manually put everything in. You got to do every little step if you want to turn that motherfucking bus on.
And Autobahn Police
Autobahn Simulator. If you ever wanted to be a German cop, all right, that means, some drinking on the job and driving real fast, baby, on the Autobahn.
That's right. Yeah, this is the first.
You get to literally open up everyone's trunk. If you see someone's car, you can open up their trunk. Have you ever wanted to do that? Well, you can, because you're a police officer and you have a gun. Maybe.
Maybe.
We don't know.
It's
You
Germany.
Never get to
I
fire
don't know.
it
Do
off.
they?
You don't get to kill anybody in this game, so it sucks. But what you can do is you can get out of your car, you can get lost in the woods, you can just run around, and you can just run around until the floor falls under your feet, and you just keep falling and falling and falling and falling, as Tom experienced at the very, very end, which kind of gets cut off in the YouTube video. We're not going to talk about that. It's okay. No one cares. It's fine. We're going to let it. It's okay. It's still funny.
Yeah, I've got that
It's
running
still
on Twitch
funny.
right now. This is the first time we did a double header. I wanted to do Bus Driver Simulator and was concerned it was too short, and then saw this other simulator, Autobahn Police Simulator, was free. The YouTube video of this, which is out, we weren't actually streaming on Twitch yet. And a little fun fact, I was doing a terrible job of like watching Hunter's stream and recording it locally while we were playing. So if you watch the YouTube video, it's actually me playing Bus Simulator,
Recreating,
watching him or listening to him play and trying to recreate what he's doing at the same time.
Wow.
That is
Yeah.
dedication.
You didn't even tell me that. Can I sue for that?
well, it's not 100% accurate, so you can really tell.
you
that.
can tell. So he's like saying like he's discovering how to move the bus driver seat around, and I'm trying to do it at the same time to sync up to it. Anyway, that video is out. You can go watch it, give it a thumbs up, or if I did a bad job, thumbs down. To determine who would play that game, we told monotonous work stories. What was Tom's story? What was his monotonous work story?
I think I know Hunter's, but
I know. I'm pretty sure I know mine.
You might have forgotten your own.
I might have. I have a
What
lot
do you
of
think
Come on,
yours was,
Hunter.
I think
You won it
I
with
got
yours.
Hunter.
Well, Tom, what was Hunter's?
I believe it was packing popcorn.
Yes, it was.
It was gross, right?
Oh, it was gross.
Am I thinking of the right Tom work story? Was it when Tom used to work at that convenience store?
Yeah, keep going.
He had to throw away old milk. And then
That was
it
the one.
exploded.
That was
Yeah.
Tom's story. Yeah, a bottle of spoiled or gallon of spoiled milk exploded on him.
and he was like, I have to go home.
I need to go home now. And
my
they put him in
boss-
the back of a
his mom
truck
picked
like
him
a
in.
dog.
Yeah, my boss almost vomited on me when I went up to her. I was like,
my
I need to
God.
go home, and she was like, why? Oh my God, go!
Yeah, that's exactly how he told it.
Victor, you got a story for us?
A monotonous one?
Yeah.
Like a boring?
Yeah, Hunter's
Yeah.
was he had to make popcorn.
Yeah,
Carly's
he made
was she had to
popcorn
wrap
for an
pickles.
entire summer for all the movie theaters in a region.
I only do interesting things, so this is really tough for me.
Yikes, that's awkward
If
for
you're
me.
applying to Victor's held John a job long enough to take the pouring.
Hey. Whoa. I'll have you know.
Yikes.
I did lawn maintenance. That could get monotonous, I suppose.
Oh, about as monotonous as power washing, because a competitor,
Pretty
a main competitor to Power Washer right now, if you were to look to suggested games for Power Wash Simulator, is Lawn Mowing Simulator. It's pretty popular. Episode 13 was Daikatana. Frank, Daikatana, go.
Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to have a badass katana? Well, you're gonna have to wait a really fucking long time, okay?
'Cause you
gotta
don't get
use
it
a
till
gun,
12
you gotta
hours
kill some
in.
frogs, you gotta kill dragonfly things, you gotta kill a lot of motherfuckers before you get the
You gotta
goddamn
work your
sword.
way
Once
up.
you get the sword, oh man, baby.
You don't actually get to
traveling
use
through
it.
Time. You're going all kinds of places, all right? You're killing people from all different ages. But like ages in like it's time and space, all right? You're traveling through time. And you gotta kill this old wizard motherfucker who's just been fucking up shit your entire life and many people's lifetimes, okay? But then also, he has a daughter, and she's kind of a bitch. And I believe at the
You
end,
get betrayed, don't you?
She
Yeah,
betrays
well,
you at
yes.
the end, right? Yeah.
yeah, and also there's a what's the black guy's name? God damn it!
Oh, it was like super bad, yeah.
Oh, you almost
was like
said it,
something
Tom.
You guess, you'd be like,
Was it something
That's not
Mr.
it.
T,
You
like super
You
badass?
almost said it by
something,
accident.
or
You almost said it again.
was-
You keep saying the word.
Super?
Yep.
Super.
Superfly. That's right.
yeah, Superfly, baby.
Yeah.
And he actually gets killed.
He gets killed
But
and he
I
was
think-
the good one, yeah.
Yeah, but I think then your guy fixes it. He travels through time and he fixes it somehow.
Maybe.
I think at the end,
I don't even remember.
It got kind of convoluted at the end there. I was like, what is?
Yeah, Daikatana is one of those games that, like, if you're looking at a list of like quote unquote bad games, it's always on it because it had a notorious flop. And like when I tell people on Twitch, like the games that we've done, like people always ask, like, have you done Daikatana? It's one of those games that people know was like a big flop and a bad game. So I don't think it was sort of like core to what we do as like finding goofy bad games. It takes itself so seriously and it just kind of flops. And there are some funny parts about it, like that line of if you're ever trying to leave an area without helping your partner through, your character says, I can't leave without my buddy Superfly.
Yeah.
And the N64
That was so
graphics,
fucking funny.
which I will throw on stream here real fast. There's some N64 graphics which are just, you see them and you want to vomit when you're fighting through or flying through space and you fight a dragon.
I was gonna say, does he turn into a dragon?
Yeah, the bad guy turns into a dragon and fights you as you're traveling through time at one point. Does anyone remember the tagline in an ad that was used for this game that got them in some trouble? Got them in some hot water for using this ad. It was about
John Romero's gonna fuck your wife.
Oh my god! I think you're so close.
So
to
close.
writing.
Yeah, it was John Romero.
John Romero owns you.
Close. It was John Romero was about to make you his bitch. Suck it down.
It's just funny
That
that
was
someone
episode
would
13.
read that and be like, "Yeah, I want to pay that guy money."
Episode 14, Super Seducer. Frank.
Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to be some sort of European pervert? Well, boy, do I have the game for you. You become the very infamous...
Richard La Ruina.
Yeah, and
Sure.
you play as him as you try to seduce all kinds of women, but you don't go all the way, okay? At least not on camera, okay?
Yeah.
It's implied that maybe that happens off camera, but not on camera, okay? It's not that kind of game. It's close to that kind of game, all right? There's a lot of butt shots, when you do something correct, it's got to show off some merchandise. But, it's just, what would it feel like if you were a European man in an American world? Spread the love, spread the genes.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Frank.
Not get arrested.
So we played this with a bunch of couples, and I thought it was a pretty fun, like one of the more fun experiences that we had to play like as a group with you guys. Also, I definitely needed the pressure washer for this one. It has clung to me. I do not like it. I talked about some of his creepy advice at the end of the episode, and he is a creep. You got to use that 0-degree nozzle for this one. But as I was researching this episode, I saw he posted a YouTube video recently to his channel called My Last Video Ever, probably. And I watched it, and he said that, well, we've covered so much and women really haven't changed that much.
Wow. Nailed it.
He said, I've made a lot of videos and they still work. And he said, the YouTube algorithm, the way that it works is it's best when you're posting regularly and there's no more content that we want to do. So I've given you all the advice for seduction. You go out there and you do your best. Oh, also that he's not being suggested that much in the related videos algorithm. Kind of implying that he's being kept down. So, yeah, poor Richard La Ruina.
Guy.
So for the first
hey guys,
chapter,
can everyone go to Richard La Ruina's YouTube channel? Just like every video, get that
poor
algorithm
guy,
going
poor
again,
guy.
right, guys? We can do this
He's
as a community.
He's the next time you'll hear from me is probably Super Seducer 3, which hasn't come out yet. So for the first
I thought it came out already.
I thought it had 2, but that's what he said.
I thought it got banned off of Steam.
So
Doesn't that
anyway,
contradict what he just said though? If he has nothing more to teach you.
Yeah, that there's a third game coming
That's
out.
a game that's for fun, all right?
Yeah, this is different, Tom. Come on. So in the game that we played, in the first chapter, which is called Girl on the Street, you see a cute girl walking down the street towards you. She catches your eye. What do you do? I'll pull up that video, actually.
Harass her.
Oh yeah, I remember.
The options are approach directly from the front. Do you pretend to be blind? Do you wolf whistle? Do you approach in front and to the side? Do you start walking next to her? Or do you say, yo, what up, girl? Victor, since you haven't gotten to get into much here, what do you think? Do you approach directly from the front, pretend to be blind, wolf whistle, approach directly in front and to the side? Or do you start walking next to her or say, yo, what up, girl?
This is according to this game?
Yes, according to the game, Super Seducer.
But remember, you're a European pervert.
European
Important to keep in mind.
pervert. approach from like the side angle. Is that what the like front into the side or something? What did you say there?
Everyone thought that. Yeah, approach in front into the side was the line that they delivered. If you give that answer, he kind of cuts you off and says, it keeps jumping to this room where he's sitting on a bed with half-dressed women. He's telling you why what you did was right or wrong. He says, no, if you do that, that gives her an option to keep walking.
Oh.
So what you want to do is you want to make sure
her.
these women do not get away. You have to approach her directly from the front. That way she has to stop and talk to you. Yeah, that is kind of sets the tone for the rest of that game.
Yeah.
Directly write this down. Hold on.
So episode 15, Rogue Warrior. Frank.
Have you ever wanted to be a badass motherfucking SEAL team, baby? You're an army of one. Well, you're a SEAL team of one, because you're fucking Dick Manchenko, Dick Panchenko.
I can't believe you remembered the name. Oh my
Dick
god.
The dude's he's a legend.
Yeah.
He's a criminal. He's everyone's
Founder
grandpa
of SEAL Team
and
6.
or uncle. He's killed more motherfuckers than you've ever met in life. And all for goddamn motherfucking Ronald Reagan. Or Richard Nixon. I forget. I'm pretty sure it was Reagan.
Yeah, this episode.
Reagan
regards.
sends his regards, yeah.
You go on a one-man mission. Actually, it's not a one-man mission. It's a three-man mission, and your motherfucking bros get killed, but that's
Immediately,
okay.
but you're going to put that behind you because you're a
kill
badass.
everyone in their honor, all right? And you never bring it up. You never fucking cry about it, okay? and you're a one-man demolition, and you blow up a motherfucking nuke place.
Yeah.
I believe in Russia. And as you go away, you're just like, you're fucking welcome, everybody. All right.
Yeah, this
And also,
episode.
you can stab people in the balls.
There's
That's
so
also
many
a very
ways to
important part of the
take
game.
people down. Yeah, this episode I probably cursed the most in. I said the most bad words because our hero Dick Marcinko was one foul-mouthed badass. We played a game of guessing lingo from his glossary. If you remember that, it was very colorful. And
He's a colorful man.
who was he voiced
red,
by?
white,
Do
and
you
blue.
remember?
Oh, isn't he Whiplash from?
Not Whiplash.
That's more my speed.
I was thinking Whiplash from Iron Man, but it's not. That's not true.
No, yeah. Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, it is Mickey Rourke.
Oh,
yeah.
it is Mickey
I thought
Rourke.
you were saying Whiplash from
Yeah.
the movie Whiplash.
My bird.
Not
Remember I
that there's a
said
character
that,
named
and then-
Whiplash. I thought you meant from the movie Whiplash.
No. That's as close as I could get.
Frank, as usual, stepped on my question, but can you give me any of his other finisher lines? Any other lines that he said in this game? Do you remember?
Reagan sends his regards was like the best
Reagan
one.
sends his regards was my favorite one. You kill someone and you say, Reagan sends his regards.
The guy's already dead, all right?
He's dead,
Right, Dick?
and you're like giving praise to the greatest president of all time.
Isn't there a line about someone's like balls or something like that? Like,
Well, he stabbed him in the
Yeah.
balls. That's
Suck my balls, my hairy fucking balls, wrap them around your fucking mouth. That is the line that you're thinking of. Yeah. He says that as he kills a man. Episode 16, Bad Rats. Frank.
I actually wasn't there for that episode, but I
That
did
is one
listen
of my
to it.
notes. It's not a trivia.
And I believe I had a child at this point.
Yeah.
And or was sick. Usually the only two reasons I'm gone.
How many children have you had?
Fair
Anyway.
question.
Have you ever wanted to be a rat and just kill a motherfucking cat? Well, this is the game for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can microwave these motherfuckers. You can shoot them with a goddamn shotgun. It's very gory. It's very
Yeah.
gross. Let some people feel some things that they want to feel, whether
If
it's
you
right
can't
or wrong.
feel, yeah. That's pretty much it's a physics game, Frank.
Bad
This is the
physics.
first game that Frank missed, I think. I'm pretty sure. At least that's what I put on my notes here, so that's the law.
That's gotta be true.
Yeah, there is an exploding rat in this game. It is a terrorist rat that has a suicide vest strapped to him. What puppet / ventriloquist act did we relate it to?
Oh, Jeff Dunham.
Nice, Victor. Yeah, Victor got there
terrorist puppet.
first.
And it was.
does anyone know the name of the puppet?
What's that fucking puppet's name?
I'll kill
Ahmed.
you was his catchphrase. Ahmed,
Right,
that's
Ahmed
right.
The dead
Ahmed the terrorist.
The dead terrorist.
Next game, episode 17, Revelations 2012.
Have you ever wanted to be on some sort of expedition with three of your close friends who may or may not be of European descent?
If anyone has Twitch up, the loading screen is on right now, and I just fucking love it. It's just a bunch of Aztecs dancing around a
Have you ever played
fire.
a game and feel like, man, I wish I could kill more Mayans, as opposed to zombies or
Yeah.
other type of
There was an
minorities?
endless wave of
Well,
Mayans. That's what I would like.
yeah, I would like to kill some Mayans, and just a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is the game for you because you get to kill, more like regular warrior type Mayans. You get to kill like sorcerer Mayans. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you get to kill some. I believe this game also has some sort of like Medusa, kind of like Mayan lady, right?
I think so. Yeah,
You know?
sounds right. I mean, there's
You know,
like
that's their sex appeal character that we're not going to Google. We're not going to look it up. We're just going to leave that
Yeah.
be where it is. You have all kinds of guns, and it's basically it's just Left 4 Dead, but you're killing mines instead of zombies. Let's just be honest here.
Yep.
You know, there's a very loose story.
Yeah, this game was done by like a group of college kids and his friend, or
was done
a
by a
college kid
family,
and his friend, and with his
know.
family members. Yeah, that he assigned like CEO positions on their website,
you do.
which alone, like creating a game that functions like this is pretty impressive. Like we had a bit of fun in online multiplayer. Yeah. Any
that
guesses
was
why
fun.
it was called Revelations 2012? Anyone remember?
Because of the Mayan calendar.
You would think so.
The
Like it
world-
did have that relation,
No.
but Revelations 2012 actually had a different connotation.
Is it a Bible verse?
Yeah, it started with the game started with the Bible verse that Revelations 20 like :12 is a verse about God looking upon the book of life. Yeah, that was what they started the game with. And second trivia question: what were you trying to collect in this game? Do you recall?
Skulls?
Mayans, Indiana Jones is a clue.
Yeah, those skulls, right?
Oh, you
Idols.
said skulls. Yeah, yep.
Crystal.
Yeah, the crystal skulls. That's right. Episode 18 was Rambo the video game. Frank.
If I must.
Yeah.
Have you
must.
ever wondered what it would be like to be John Rambo during the course of, you know, a Rambo First Blood, Rambo 2, and Rambo 3? Well, this is the game for you, baby. You get to be in the fucking driver's seat. Now, is the game on rails? Sure, but you can shoot in any direction as long as it's facing forward to wherever Rambo's standing, all right? You get to duck, and you need to motherfucking duck, all right? Don't think you can just be playing this game without ducking, because you're going to die, all right? As Hunter found out, as Alfredo found out, as Chris found out.
Yeah. Frank, you're
And,
better
so,
at doing
you know, it basically-
these 5-second games. You nail it. You remember everything about who was in the episode. And I mean, given you did
I think
this
also
one.
Tom was in it, too. I want to
I
say.
Was he?
I was.
Oh, okay, he was.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first one that Frank hosted.
I'm here,
and
everyone. I'm here.
It's somehow supported.
I really miss Tom. I wish he wasn't dead.
Oh, God.
This game somehow, I'm showing on Twitch like some clips of John Rambo, and still like the proportions of how Stallone looks in these cutscenes is just so off somehow. Like he has no, his neck is too short, something's off. But yeah, somehow this game was supported by DLC. What was the name of that DLC?
Second
Anyone
Blood.
remember?
Nope.
That's a good guess. No one's gonna remember this. It was. Do you remember?
I'll give you a team. I'll give you a hint. It was what team was Rambo a part of?
America?
God damn it. No, his group. That
You're
went
half
in
a
the
point,
beginning.
Tom. I'll give you half a
the
point,
first
yeah.
Rambo movie, he went to go see the last surviving member besides himself, only to find out that he had died of Agent Orange.
It's another name for Bravo in like the alphabet.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta,
Beta?
Echo, Fox,
No,
Gamma,
but-
Hotel,
but-
India,
but B,
Juliet,
but
Kilo,
B.
Lima, Mike, November, Oscar,
right.
Papa,
said-
Quebec,
he said-
Romeo, Sierra, Tango,
Stop it.
Uniform,
Another
Hunter, Whiskey,
name for
X-Ray, Yankee,
Bravo.
Zulu.
It was Baker.
It was Baker. Yeah, it was Baker. Baker team. That was the DLC. Oh, really? Oh, did he force you to learn them? Like someone, one of our bosses that we had.
It
before.
was because one of our operators, phone operators, someone's name was like, I don't know, it was like Howard. And they were like, is that H as in homeless? And they got fired.
forced everyone to learn the names.
You got fired?
And then
Is it H as in Harry Ball?
And then Chris was our boss was like the first person. It was like the first person to learn the military alphabet by the end of the day. And he said he
Just
was
to go
like
home
gonna
early or
pay him
something.
or something. And I like did nothing for work that day. I did nothing.
Just
but,
learned
like,
everything.
Just memorize it. And then I went back to him and I was like, I win. And he was like, no, I wasn't going to give you any money.
So 19 was Flat Out 3. Frank, and you remember anything about Flat Out 3?
Fallout 3.
You want to know how it feels like to
Fallout.
drive fast cars and fucking hit whatever you want, all right?
Yeah.
Do you want to drive a monster truck through a bunch of motherfucking zombies?
Oh, there was
Flat
that
Out
mode.
3 is the motherfucking game for you, baby, all right? The shit not work sometimes? Yeah, sure, okay? But there's goddamn motherfucking multiplayer, all right? And sometimes you just got to drive around and just hit each other. Almost fucking till forever because the damage is really just not. It's not.
Your car will not
equating
be
correctly,
destroyed.
and you could just really be hitting someone for way too long before the demolition derby
Is
ends.
someone paying you for saying expletives?
No, but this is.
We
what I do.
came off Rogue
Tom, I
Warrior
swear, I'm the one who
and
swears on the
Rambo.
podcast.
Yeah.
Did you ever read the job title? All right, Frank, guy who swears.
This is actually the first game that we streamed on Twitch. went off without any technical glitches at all. No, that's not true.
Yep, you can look at the record. Oops, Twitch doesn't keep the VODs up that long. Oh well.
Yeah, it doesn't. We played the game of ruining a good game by changing one letter, like Metal Near Solid or Redhead Redemption or Bro Shock. I only have my own notes, so I'm sure you guys contributed some good ones, but I only had my own suggestions for that game. Because this game was so close to Fallout is the reason we did that. So I looked over my notes, and I didn't have any trivia for this game. I looked at my notes and thought, yep. So, episode 20.
So, yep.
Road Rage. Frank.
Have you ever wanted to be on a motorcycle and just fuck some other motherfuckers up? Well, Road Rage is a game that doesn't do that successfully. It has some really cool ideas for weapons to use, but they don't really kind of work out, you know.
Yeah.
You have to do missions while on a motorcycle, and I believe you have to deliver like packages and do certain things, and it's just not that fun. But there was a better motorcycle game that I believe I owned, and then I played that while you guys were playing
Road
the bad
Redemption.
game.
Exactly. Yeah. The intro video to this game, it warns you that it talks about this not an alternate future. It's a possible future, I suppose, but that biker gangs do whatever they want. They quote, they take your money, your TV, and your blank. They are bad to the bone. What will the biker gangs take? They will take your money, your TV, and your blank. So Hunter says, bitch.
Your respect.
Your respect?
Dignity.
Okay.
Your life.
Dignity.
Hunter is very close.
It was
woman.
something like that.
Yeah. It was take your money, your TV, and your girlfriends. Plural. They will take your girlfriends.
Because in this world, you can have multiple girls. It's fine.
That's
all right?
fine.
Everyone's poly.
It's not looked down upon. All right, episode 21, Velvet Assassin. Frank.
Have you ever wanted to be a French woman who sometimes walks around in just a negligee or a teddy or what do you call it? Or lingerie? I don't know. Either way, you walk around in your underwear, but you're a pretty bad bitch, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not afraid to just assassinate a motherfucker, all right? And you can
Be
sometimes
paid by the motherfucker.
yeah, because you're one bad French motherfucking bitch, and you're basically trying to once again kill some Nazis, I believe.
Yeah. It's a good premise.
And you get so close to really just completing your mission and being one of the baddest bitches of all time. But of course, some Nazis got to fuck it up for you, like they fuck up a lot of things for a lot of people, and you possibly die in a hospital. We really don't know. It kind of open-ended there.
So yeah, this 2009 game for Windows 360 and Mac made it to Mac. It was, in my opinion, besmirched the good name of, or at least an interesting story of a World War II spy named Violet Zabot. The trivia for this game: what was the explanation / cause of like the bullet time mode in this game? And I'll throw it to Victor
she
first.
was on drugs.
Victor, wait.
I thought it was amnesia. I thought she was not. It was amnesia.
Sort of.
It was all like a dream state, right? And like every time that I don't know. I think drugs were a part of it. But I thought she was in her hospital bed the whole time.
That's very close. Victor, what drug was she taking? World War II, she was on a drug.
Is this an actual drug?
It's an actual drug that would be appropriate for World War II.
Oh,
Tylenol?
is it that
Something they'd be
speed
giving
drug
out.
that the
No,
Nazis
actually
would
not
be
the speed, not an amphetamine. It is something referenced in Saving Private Ryan.
Morphine?
Morphine, that's right. The plot of the game is you are actually reliving flashbacks, thinking about her story about where she's been in a hospital bed, and each time you go into what is called morphine mode, where for some reason she the mode changes. Like when you go into bullet time, she is all of a sudden in a negligee, and you're able to race through the memory and stab people in the face, and then at the very end of the game you wake up in the hospital, and the hospital is being attacked because the Nazis have found out that's where you're being kind of hidden, and you have to fight some people in your negligee in the very end. In episode 22, G-Force. Frank.
Have you ever wondered what it would be to be a secret agent guinea pig?
All the time, Frank.
I remember as the G-Force, which is also another game I did a 5-minute movie for, which I totally forgot about doing
did.
until you said that. And
I remember that.
it basically sticks to the plot of the movie to some extent, who the main bad guy is and stuff, but it kind of, it takes its artistic liberties because it was a very artistic game, and you had many an ability, and you really got to feel like a secret agent guinea pig.
Yeah, he did. The 2009 guinea pig game, it kind of it shocked us all. Like, it had a good combat system. It was a good platformer. Like, it worked. Frank explained the plot to GeForce for us, and we talked through some other Disney games and why they used to be so hard. The trivia for this game is... Actually, I'll ask Victor first. Victor, are guinea pigs carnivorous?
Like, will they eat other guinea pigs?
Like, will they eat other guinea pigs, Victor?
I'm going to say they could. Yeah.
Well, guinea pigs are not carnivorous. So Tom is a liar is the answer I was looking for.
They'll fucking do it. They'll do it, man.
But no,
If they're hungry
as
enough.
a young child, okay, and he was scarred for the rest of his life. We all learned that.
We asked Hunter's sister, actually, who works as a vet, like, will they do that
a guinea
unspeakable
canologist.
act? Like any animal, I guess, hungry enough will. So yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. Unproven is the claim for this.
I saw it, and it scarred me.
Well, one more that takes into more account of like how well you know me and are you good friends of mine. I've had 2 guinea pigs that have passed since this episode aired. What were their names? My 2 guinea pigs. Princess Peach? Okay, that's one.
And oh no,
You can do it. You got this.
Daisy.
I love that Frank keeps
Daisy.
saying that like you guys can do it. Like he knows the answer so well that he's not even saying the answer. Episode 23, X-Blades. Frank.
Have you ever wanted to kill motherfuckers with your booty out? X-Blades is the game for you, baby. All right?
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you saw Devil May Cry, you're like, yeah, he's got his abs out, but what if he had his ass out? All right? This is the game. All right?
I'm
you do
showing
combos,
on stream right now, and
all
you
right?
are not wrong.
You fight all kinds of demons and weird things,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of the day, do you get portrayed again? I think, right? You have to kill like a, because there's a guy character
Yeah.
who's not really your love interest or whatever, but you have to kill what are those things called? Like the Egyptian dog things.
Anubises?
Anubis, yeah, they kill some Anubises.
Anubai.
Well, your buddy turns into the Anubis,
Anubai,
I
if
think.
you will. And then once again, your butt's out. You got a whale tail thing going. And, it's provocative.
Yeah, it's a 2007 360 era game with our heroine just flaunting all of it. We talked anime games, hack and slashers. Trivia, this game had 2 endings. Do you recall the mechanic that controlled what the endings were?
How much booty was out?
You had a skill tree, and whether you invested in the light skill tree or the dark skill tree. If you avoided doing dark the entire game, which was difficult because like the dark skills were more powerful.
They were pretty badass.
Yeah, if you avoided doing that, you could get the quote-unquote good ending. Bonus trivia, Carly rated this game a -1 and then moved it up to a -2 for what reason?
The booty.
Yeah, don't
That
say
is
booty meat.
exactly right, Hunter. Hunter's sitting at 10 right now. Next we have Tom at 4.5. Oh no, sorry, Victor at 5, and then Tom at 4.5. And Frank honestly knows all the answers to these questions already, so this is tough. But episode 24 was Alone in the Dark. Frank.
Have you ever wondered what if you mixed H.P. Lovecraft with Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
You would have Alone in the Dark, where sometimes the multiplayer works and sometimes it just fucking doesn't.
I swear to God, I did not like give Frank a heads up that he would be doing this, and he's nailing it.
I had no idea. And I'm a little upset, but not. There was a guy who could deal with stuff with electricity. There was 2 women characters. One was a witch.
The other guy was a priest.
And then there was a hunter character.
Yeah. So this was our our 2020 October episode. So kind of Halloweeny.
It was spooky.
We suffered from constant game crashes, and Tom got a very important work call in the middle. So Grace was graceful enough to step
Grace
in.
filled in for quite a bit of
And Grace,
she did a great job playing.
loved it.
I would say better than Tom.
Like she rated it well, and then Tom really dug himself in a hole by implying her score was too high because she was naive about video games. So yeah, that was fun.
I'm sure they had a nice time.
I'm sure it was fine.
I got myself in the doghouse.
Episode 25 was another Frank episode, Alpha Xylon.
Alpha Xylon! That was part of the theme song I wanted to make. I just couldn't get it working at the time. Yeah, have you ever wanted to be a commando and indiscriminately kill people in the jungle? Possibly over drugs? We're pretty sure it was about drugs. Alpha Xylon is the game for you where you go from, really killer 2D platforming, side-scrolling action adventure into first-person shooting that, some would say was very challenging. Others say was a breeze, but it was mostly very challenging. You could actually, even skip levels sometimes because it would just put you to some sort of
Sometimes
level
it would just
screen
put
that you
you to
couldn't
the
actually
next
see,
level.
which is the black screen, and you're just clicking in the dark, and you're hoping you're selecting a level you weren't already on because you really don't know how to get back.
Yeah.
And at the end you kill presumably some sort of kingpin in his car.
Yeah.
So while snipers are shooting at you.
Yeah, this was made in 2007. It's very low budget. It was hosted by Frank. And what did Frank do to go above and beyond to host this episode? And I'm actually kind of gave it away already. Frank went above and beyond for this episode. What did he do?
Isn't this the one he did the knife?
For the
Made a
knife.
commercial.
He made a commercial. Yeah. And I'm showing it on stream right now. I'm showing the commercial where Frank is, with his undamaged digits, he is doing
Oh yeah.
the fingers game with a knife.
Foreshadowing.
All right, episode 26, Hatred. Frank, who you were not on that episode, but Frank, can you explain the game Hatred?
I was actually not invited. Actually, this one I could have been on, but I was told, no, we don't need you tonight. You would be too hateful about this game, Hatred.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Game about being a greasy individual
Yeah.
who feels like the world owes him everything and he owes it nothing. As you take out your hatred on just really innocent civilians.
They're
and then
defined
dirty
as
pit cops,
innocent civilians, yeah.
Who are trying to kill an active shooter.
Yep.
You may or may not successfully activate nukes. And then you get to play, fun little bonus missions where you get to play as people who you inspired, to kill more people.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a fun thing. This game was not streamed on Twitch. Chris and Tom and this other hunter that we will
number
not
two.
be talking about,
Thank
hunter
you.
number 2 showed up, and they were shown on stream, but the actual game itself was not because it is banned from Twitch.
That's right.
And we don't want to be banned from Twitch, even though who's gonna rat at us? Huh?
The bots?
The bots gonna rat at us?
out, bots?
Don't
Bots?
rat at us,
You gonna do that?
bots. Come on, man. I thought we had a good thing going. Bots, come on.
Yeah, this episode had Hunter number 2. We did stream it on Twitch, but without any actually gameplay footage of the game. We talked about edgy games and how Grand Theft Auto and other games have the potential to be much more violent than this game, although none of them necessarily made it like their core mission and the point of the game to mow down innocent civilians. Yeah, at the end,
It's also isometric game.
it is an
I
isometric
remember
game, which
that
is
we
neat.
thought like if you just like reskinned everyone as zombies, there'd be nothing to be upset
There would
about.
be
this
nothing
game.
offensive at all about this game, yeah. At the end of this game, you make your way to a nuclear facility, and you're trying to blow it up. And apparently at the nuclear facility, as all nuclear power plants do, you can set them off like they're a nuke. All it requires is a 3-digit code. What was that 3-digit code?
111.
666.
Tom and Victor say 666. That is right. This is a very edgy game. Anything else on that one? Yeah, this is only the second ever game that Frank missed. Episode 27, Tomato Way.
Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to be a tomato and just fucking kill motherfuckers? All right, who are also, maybe some sort of vegetable and or fruit.
Yeah.
Well, Tomato Way is the very insane game that'll let you just do all kinds of stuff. And we didn't just play Tomato Way.
Yeah.
We actually played Tomato Way 2, and Tomato Way 3,
Yeah.
which was a prequel.
Yeah.
All right, we played sequels and prequels,
Mhm.
and we know everything about
What it is to be a tomato.
tomato.
Yeah.
And the tomato's name was, oh man,
Close to tomato.
yeah, tomate.
He's not your buddy. Yeah, he's your tomate.
Yeah, he's your tomate.
And I'm sure I mentioned it on the podcast before, but the developer of the Tomato Way series, Vladislav Castillo Gonzalez, actually stopped by our stream before to say hi, and we're huge fans. Again, like we said on the podcast,
We're in his Discord.
No-
We're all about him.
yeah, no notes, just you nailed it, buddy. Great work. So I have one kind of riddle for you. I guess it's like an SAT kind of question. Tomate is to blank as Gordon Freeman is to crowbar. Hunter, do you remember his melee
I'm trying
weapon?
to remember.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
it's appropriate for vegetables.
Spatula.
Oh, spatula. Good guess from Victor.
A fork?
It's appropriate for vegetables.
A grater of some sort.
What did you
Someone
say, Tom?
said it.
A fork?
A fork is correct. Yes, he uses a fork as his primary melee. I'm just going to give you a half a point and round you up there because I'm sick of doing 0.5s, Tom. It's not fair to you, but it's fair to me. Episode 28, Narcos, Rise of the Cartels. Frank?
Have you ever wanted to play a game that'll piss Alfredo off? Well, Narcos Rise of the Cartels is the game for you, baby. Colombia. Cocaine.
Yeah, uh-huh.
All right.
Was there a
Have you
plot?
ever-
I don't know that there was a plot.
If you wanted to play XCOM, but you're thinking,
It's too
well,
good.
I wish it was a little bit slower and a little bit harder, but not like in a good way.
Yeah.
Well, man, Narcos is the game for you, baby.
Yeah.
Because you get to go in, you infiltrate, you kill drug people, and you actually, it's
swap
also,
roles.
it's like XCOM or like, Fire Emblem, where when your motherfuckers die, they fucking die, man. You lose people who have families. They no longer have a dad, okay? That's the drug life.
Yeah.
All right? If you want to be DEA, you're about to be DEAD, dead. Also, you also could be the drug dealers too, though, so that's kind of fun, You wear basketball shorts and sneakers, and you
how
just
they all
kill
look.
motherfuckers in bulletproof vests.
Yeah.
So, it's just, I think what we learned was Nancy Reagan's a bitch and the war on drugs is bullshit. All right? So,
I like how Frank's getting more
Political.
political and profane as we
Anti-Nancy
go on.
Reagan.
We see now
yeah, it
why
was
he
a-
was not allowed to play Hatred.
Call him.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah.
you see why it made the decision. It was a 2019 game. We talked about how to ruin a great game by changing one mechanic. What this game did was it forced you, like in a tactical shooter like XCOM, to just move one character at a time rather than like your entire team at a time. That was our Thanksgiving episode last year, so about a year ago today. Episode 29 was Calvin Tucker's. I forget what the acronym was, so I just have Calvin Tucker's fart and
It was
Renzo
Fart, yeah.
Racing,
Farm
which
animal racetrack or race.
trainer. I honestly don't know what the acronym was.
Yeah, I think it was trainer.
Trainer?
Yeah, it was a game
Whatever.
I did, and I totally fucking forgot the name of it. It was bad.
Wasn't there
So,
two games?
It was
in that
also
episode?
it was
he did two
it was
games.
a double game night though.
Yeah.
Chris, what was the name of the other game?
Renzo Racer.
Renzo Racer. That is correct. Chris, you get a point.
Thank you, Frank.
Renzo Racer, which is just a ripoff of Mario Kart. I mean, they're both technically ripoffs of Mario Kart, but just the fart one is just not great.
Yeah.
Renzo Racer is a little bit better. Renzo Racer actually has VR support that'll make most people nauseous. Most people say they got nauseous
Please
after
don't
playing
use this.
in
I
VR.
got sick. Yeah, my trivia for that is, who is Calvin Tucker? Does anyone know who Calvin Tucker is?
In real life?
Any guesses? Yeah, in real life.
You would
Is he a
think
race
this
car
Calvin
driver?
Tucker must have some draw.
The answer
would make sense,
is
Tom.
we don't know. Is that right,
We don't
Frank?
know.
We
No
don't
one
know.
knows,
They just
yeah.
created the name Calvin
There's
Tucker.
I believe he was a senator or governor named Calvin Tucker.
But it doesn't seem
and
like
there
his
were some
name
other
after that.
people who just no connection to racing or farm animals
Yeah, they just
or really
named
anything
a
noteworthy
game
at
some
all.
random
so no one
name.
really knows who this mysterious Calvin Tucker is or why he races animals.
Yeah.
Calvin Tucker's farm animal racing.
Mm-hmm.
You are at first a pig, but then you get to play as other characters throughout. You could be a slimy frog. You could be a cow.
Sure.
All kinds of farm animal creatures, and you just go through fun races. And by fun races, I mean terrible races that are way too hard and or easy. You get a gun that you can shoot at people, but it doesn't kill them or maim them. Just kind of a fun little thing
It's
to
just a
take
fun little
around.
gun, yeah.
There are aliens multiple times throughout the game. We're not going to really talk about that. We're just going to let that go. And then we're going to go to Renzo Racer. Renzo Racer is a very similar game where you're an animal racing other animals. And you just unlock characters randomly. Like, there's no... If you want to get a certain character, well, you just got to keep playing the game. And eventually, hopefully, you'll unlock them.
And episode 30 was our spectacular I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-looking good dating simulator.
of the
Frank,
best.
real quick, what was that about?
There you are. A boy and or girl. And you wake up and you're going to go to school to be a chef. And you've always just wanted to be the greatest chef of all time. And who do you meet the first day at school?
Yeah.
Which the class is only a week-long class, but it makes you a chef, We meet Colonel Sanders, a student who's been there a long time. So you think, wait, but it's so you can be here longer than a week? Don't ask questions, okay? You have old rivals, all right? And they're sexy. They're really sexy. Some of them wearing the thigh socks. Some of them are showing some abs, okay?
Yeah.
You're competing for the love and affection of just a very tender, white-haired man
Tender.
who, really doesn't understand you. And
Tender,
you can
that's
really,
nice.
you can upset him to the point where he doesn't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
And he cuts you out of his life. But if you work, if you pull the right strings, you can,
Not just
work
be
your
his
way to
business
heart. But
partner,
He does not want to share the
but his
rest
life
of you. He
partner.
doesn't want to be a partner with you. He doesn't trust you like that. I'm sorry.
At least that's not the ending we got to, yeah.
He'll bone you. You just can't. You just
Yeah,
won't
we
share the
did
rest of you.
a
That's too intimate.
we did a cast reading of this one for our 30th episode. I keep tweeting this episode at KFC Gaming. Please respond to me, like one of our tweets, just one of them. We did a whole episode on this game. Anyway, Hunter did voiced a jock who, along with Ashley, was kind of like the Team Rocket equivalent in this game. What was the character that Hunter voiced?
Was it Brock?
That's a character from Pokemon. No.
James?
It was not James.
Nope.
It was one short syllable repeated twice.
Yep.
PP.
It was Van Van.
Van the Man.
That's right. And Tom did an excellent job voicing the professor, who is a corgi. What was the professor's name?
What was it? It was something with
It is
Professor
Sprinkles?
It's a food.
That's really funny. I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's not the note that I had. Because they call him Professor Dog. Yeah, but they also call him Sprinkles, I guess. Sprinkles / Professor Dog. And you said Sprinkles. I'm like, that's got to be right, though. No, you're right. It is Sprinkles. So I'll give you a point there, Tom. So episode 31, Fur Fun. Frank, do you remember Fur Fun? I know you do.
No.
Have you ever wanted to just be a furry character and do furry character things?
Absolutely
and
not.
No, we're not talking about sexual intercourse. We're talking about attacking, other furry creatures and then collecting pearls. You want to have a lot of pearls.
How could you even remember that it's
Just
pearls?
a big pearl
blowing my
necklace, but not
mind.
the sexual kind of pearl
Oh
necklace.
my god.
I believe there's also a coin collecting mechanic, and you could turn into this tiny little koala bear demon thing.
Yeah.
But you need to turn into that to go under certain heights. But if you're in multiplayer mode, you can't turn into that guy. Only one person can turn into that guy.
I didn't even remember that
so
gameplay
it's a real
mechanic.
clusterfuck, and you can kind of play multiplayer, but it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
There's a lot of platforming in it. Most of it's terrible. And Tom had a lot of issues there, but we all kind of did. All right, which is not. Tom actually did okay.
Can I just put out there that if you had me do this,
Yeah.
I would have remembered
same.
30% of what Frank's saying.
Yeah, I'd have been like, this is the game that was
same.
about furries.
Yeah, that's
That's it.
exactly.
We did talk
like,
a lot about furries and why they should be exterminated. That's correct.
I don't remember saying that exactly, but
I
Yeah,
do-
this is a
I
pro
do not
genocide
endorse those
podcast.
statements.
I remember.
I do have a fun fact about this game.
Yeah.
Is
What do you got?
I won the prize.
You sure
which
did.
Was a giant furry binky.
Yeah, a furry sized, like furry costume sized
What's it called?
pacifier. Passy, yeah.
Yeah, Binky.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
here's the even better fun part is that, or fun
Use
fact.
it.
No.
PLA,
Carly
you're not supposed to use it.
wanted me to throw it away, and I told her I did, but it's hiding in. And one day I'm just gonna pull it out. And,
I heard you.
Ah, shit!
She said
Oh, no!
She had her
there's no room
headphones
for
in.
this
I was
when we
hoping she would
go.
listen.
I
I told her.
Carly.
I told her I didn't pack it. I told her I threw it away before we moved everything in the pocket. I hid it there, so it's here. She's still in
No. How dare you let that
Now
cross
she's like,
stage
You're gonna
Yeah.
haunt her in your dreams now.
Oh my god.
One day.
No.
It's just gonna show up.
I'm sending it back to Chris in the mail.
If you get a package, just know
Just
it won't be
know.
in there because I'll have hit it again.
Fur Fun was an abandonware game from a YouTuber, I think from Spain, YouTuber Dallas. It's vague. How do you know these things, Frank? Do you want to do the podcast from now on, Frank? It's a vaguely Banjo-Kazooie like thing. One game we did while we were playing this was to assign ourselves furry names. Can anyone remember their furry name or their gist of their furry name? I have them all copied
What is
down
a
here.
furry name?
Furry name.
It's not a furry
is-
name. It's a
I was
fursona.
a
for your
sea turtle.
fursona, yeah.
Tom was a yak or a cow, right? Or
No.
it was someone was a very hairy cow.
But that must have been Carly because that was her favorite animal was a eastern
Yeah.
Highland
It was
cow.
our favorite animals were
Yeah.
our. Then Chris was a raccoon.
Yeah, so damn Frank, damn. Yeah, Hunter, you were a tiny purple monkey that has golden horns and it was constantly covered in honey that drips on everything and pools beneath it. Tom was an
my God.
angelic wolf that has an impractically large sword. It loves to devour the rotting plant matter covering the forest floor. Carly was a bright pink and yellow eastern highland cow. It enjoys performing occult rituals with friends and works as a librarian in hell. And Frank was a shimmering white sea turtle. It wears a white sundress. It cries all the time, and it can't really do much about it. Those were our fursonas that were generated from a fursona generator. Episode 32, Unearthed, the Trail of Ibn Battuta.
Ibn Battuta was this man who may or may not exist, and we're pretty sure he existed.
We definitely
okay?
existed.
He's quite possibly the man who's traveled the farthest ever.
Yeah.
And he was very rich, very cool.
He's just a rich,
He's
cool
just
guy.
a very sexy guy. In this game, you are, a Nathan Drake type character and you have a sister who we're not going to sexualize. Okay, we're not going to do it.
That's not even part of the game, Frank.
She's your earpiece partner.
Yeah, she is.
She tells you what's going on, and of course, there's people trying to hunt down the same treasure you are. Because there's a map. There's all kinds of clues. And it's a multi-episode series, but this is episode 1, where a decent portion of it is just you following a guy through the streets of a bazaar,
walking through this town.
And then you go on a foot chase, and then you go into a car. You kind of drive around, and it's really not that great. Chris got close to a speedrun record, possibly. I think he submitted it, and I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, and the game just ends after you drive around in the city. Yeah. It was like more of a demo, a tech demo of a game than the game itself. It pitched itself as being as an episodic, like Uncharted. The game was, in fact, about 30 minutes long. And
there's a survival mode.
There is a survival mode that was
zombies.
Yeah, my trivia is who holds the second place record for an any percent speed run for Unearthed, the Trail of Ibn Battuta?
Is it you?
It is me, Hunter. Thank you. Except that the moderator at speedrun.com won't recognize my submission because he holds the first place spot. Son of a bitch! You put me in that scoreboard.
Coming for you, motherfucker.
Yeah. So
no, that's not a threat. We're not threatening people.
I finished the game. I finished the game in 23 minutes and 10 seconds. That is the second fastest recorded time. So give me that slot on the official boards. Episode 33 was Dream Daddy. Frank, what you got for Dream Daddy?
In the first episode, hosted by our dearest Carly, we got to play as Chris got to play as a very, very close version of himself.
You have to create your own character.
As
you're saying that I'm a dream daddy, okay.
As his daughter. In this one, you chose to have a mother figure, who I believe left or passed away.
She passed away,
in this new town, and, you have a daughter who is, I believe, a teenager. She's going to a new school. She doesn't want you to embarrass her. She doesn't want you to be, just sleeping around. But, dad's got to do what dad's got to do. There are many. Actually, there's a couple options, throughout the game. There's multiple endings.
Yeah.
Some stranger than others.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all about being a dream daddy and getting with other dream daddies.
That's right. Yeah, Carly hosted this one, did a great job. We had a huge cast reading all the different lines for this one. Was a lot of fun. This was our Valentine's Day episode. Trivia. Matea pointed out the curiosity that in the cul-de-sac that you move into, it was just chock full of dads. Just dads everywhere. Dads everywhere you look. No moms.
Only one mother.
Yeah, just the one. Yeah. And what was the explanation for this? Does anyone remember?
Did they all die?
It was an alternate ending that you'd have to find out.
It was an alternate ending. There was a certain family.
Yeah.
Oh, it had to do with the Gothic people?
Not the Goth, no. No, it was the one who posed himself as the
good old Christian family.
Yeah, the youth group leader, Joseph. He was actually a cult leader. It wasn't a Christian. He was a cult leader who apparently killed all the wives. So the cul-de-sac is just full of dads.
Oh my God,
killed all the dads. Is that what you said?
Dads ready to harvest all their dads.
Yeah, gay cult leader. Yeah, trying to create a dream daddy situation. Episode 34 was Mario is Missing. Frank, what you got for Mario is Missing?
Have you ever thought, man, it'd be really cool to be Luigi traveling through, all kinds of different cities, learning facts about cities that may or may not be true, trying to find your brother Mario, and really the only way you can possibly do that is through mindless trivia, and possibly the very first Italian-voiced Mario characters, real New York style Italian Mario characters,
Brooklyn style. Hey,
yeah, Brooklyn. Hey,
Mario,
I'm walking here.
Yeah.
You just go through door after door after
so
door.
Many doors.
Depending on the version that you're playing.
This is the first pre-play that we did. It was an educational or edutainment Mario game from 1992. There were 300 entries in the Mario Wiki forums correcting facts that this game taught kids. They were incorrect facts that even for the time were incorrect. Trivia, which character shockingly talks at the end of this game saying, "Yo Mario, welcome back"?
Toad?
No.
Bowser?
Not Bowser.
No, very important
Koopa?
character to moving.
Not a Koopa.
No.
A character that you ride upon.
Yoshi.
Yoshi speaks, and I'll put it on the Twitch stream real fast because I have the clip queued up.
With also a New York style accent. Yoshi's
Let's
from
go
the
now, bro.
Bronx.
I'm dying for a piece of good old New York pizza.
Yo, welcome back, Mario!
We racked up tons of frequent globulator miles looking for you.
This playground sucks. I just like saying that at various playgrounds I visit.
I've seen way better
just
playgrounds.
Lean
than
over
this.
to the nearest kid and say, "Hey, kid, this playground sucks."
This playground sucks.
Episode 35 was Chaser, Frank.
Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to be chased? Nah, I'm kidding. No, this is a mix of Face Off and I'm blanking on the Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's in Mars.
Yeah.
They made a remake with Colin Farrell. That
Total
wasn't good.
Recall.
No one liked it.
Total Recall.
Total
I'll
Recall.
give Hunter half a point there.
Yeah, there you go. You're not sure who you are, but you're a good guy, but you're a bad guy. You've infiltrated the system, and at the end you just die. All right, so nothing really matters.
Yeah.
Thank you, Frank. Frank did a 5-minute film for both Face Off and Total Recall. It took no time at all. We spent most of our time watching cutscenes and listening to Frank explain movies, but what was the main character's name and a tie into Face Off?
Oh, shit.
Cage. Oh.
Castor Troy?
Castor.
Yeah.
That is right. Tom. Yeah. Castor was the name of the character that you played as. The plot was so convoluted. You did a face-off. You became someone else, and then you lost your memory, and you also went to Mars. So, yeah. Episode 36 was Pure Farming 2018. Is there anything you can say about that game, Frank? I don't know that there is.
Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to be a
there is.
farmer? That's right, a living hell that makes you want to commit suicide on a daily
God.
basis. But you fight the urges because someone needs to harvest that motherfucking corn. And I swear to God, if it's not me, I'm gonna fucking turn my goddamn hair out. You could also drive vehicles into the water, permanently taking them out of your inventory, and you have to repurchase them. Also, it's a lot of support on the Steam Workshop.
Yeah,
and
the community.
You could be Thanos and ride on a bicycle. So that was really the highlight.
You could become Thanos and ride on a bike. That's a fact. Yeah.
The Thanos from Fortnite. It was the Thanos from Fortnite. If you're wondering, what version of Thanos? It's Fortnite Thanos.
Yeah, it is
You're
a
welcome,
farming
man.
simulator. There's not too much more to say about it. We discussed our pitches for other pure games, like what other mundane jobs could you add pure or like 100% to, like 100% accounting or unadulterated cricket. Meanwhile, we saluted our Heartland heroes, except Frank. He said a lot of derogatory things about them. He really went after them.
I don't respect farming.
Trivia. What do you use to make crop circles?
Oh, a plank of wood and some rope.
Well, that's like that's the alien science way. But this was more of a dad joke.
Spaceship.
What do you use to make crop circles? It was
You said this on the episode too.
protractors.
Wow.
Come on.
Do you get it?
Yeah, we also didn't laugh when you said the
Do you
first
get
one,
it?
so.
It's a really good
We
joke.
try it again.
See you on episode 106.
Oh, no. Wait.
Yeah, no, on episode 106 we do all of them. Yeah,
Are you saying that on 106 we're going to have to do all
Frank
of
has to
them?
do all of them, yeah. Episode
The
37, Xenoclash. Frank.
It's surprisingly not about xenophobic people.
Well, sort of is.
Clashing.
Well, it kind of is. Xenoclash.
Have I broken Frank on Xenoclash? That's the one that did him in.
Remember, there's
It's like-
mother. It's like mother, father.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions, actually. Can you name that character? Tom, you want to say mother, father?
What?
That was my trivia question. Mother, father is your answer?
Wait, you didn't ask a question.
That was my trivia question. Mother, father? That's
Tom,
the name
Tom,
of
Yeah,
your
I
here's
guess
the
that's
trivia
my
question.
answer.
That's the name of your bird parent. Okay. Any other guesses?
For what?
It's the
what
name
was the
of your
fucking
parent
god's name?
in Xenoclash, Victor. Tom says mother, father. What do you say, Victor?
I feel like I'm wrong, but
Say the opposite, Victor.
father, mother.
Father, mother.
That's right, Victor. It's father, mother.
God
Give him a point to Victor.
Some bullshit.
So
Frank, it's
you
convoluted.
are some sort of, possibly
Gat.
animal hybrid person. And once again, you have a very attractive sidekick. We're not going to Google. We're not going to look up. We're not going to think about it. All right, no one's.
I agree
We're not
with
doing
most
it
of your
on
takes
stream.
on these games, but
Yeah.
I like
Yeah, we're
how
not
you
doing
say
it
it like
on
you
me,
got
okay?
a real problem, Frank. Like,
So you were once part of this family, and you theoretically killed your matriarch / patriarch, and now you're on the run because all the members of your family are after you. You encounter many wacky other characters along the way. There are a lot of pigs. You don't know why there's a lot of pigs, but there's a lot of pigs. It turns out at the end you find out why. We're not going to go there yet. Because on your journey, you and your lovely companion, which once again not going to really think too much about, we're just going to let it go.
Still talking about it.
But if you go to the community page, everyone will see what you're talking about.
Is there content? Okay. Is it your content? Did you create that content, Frank?
I did not. Okay, don't look for comments. Don't look for any kind of sharing. Anyway, so you find a god, who, upon hurting himself, hurts
everyone,
whoever he wants
Gollum.
at the same time. You think it'd be everybody, but it seems like, I don't know,
It's
sometimes
just you
it doesn't work
somehow.
like that. No one's really sure of the rules, but you and the god go, and you find out that your matriarch is actually seemingly alive and has been stealing children and replacing them with pigs to have their own family, because it cannot have a family because it is actually a male and not a female. And there's a lot of gender discrimination, I guess.
And the people
so
it's buy it. They're like, my kid is a pig now, right? Like,
I fell asleep in the night and then I woke up and my child's a pig now. I guess that's okay.
That's life.
Yeah, it is it's honestly one of the more favorite games that we've done. It is weird. I got it from a list of underappreciated games. It's super surreal. It's just so weird. It deserves more attention for being so weird, but I think it's looked down upon because it doesn't fit most molds. It definitely does not. The patriarch is or the bird parent is father mother, and it talks in a very weird, distorted, doubling voice. Episode 38 was Dino Park Tycoon.
Have you ever wanted to be condescendingly talked to by a dinosaur about the status of your loans and mortgages?
Yeah.
Well, man, do I have a game for you. It's a game where you can just really put your heart and soul into a park and have it crash down before your eyes, like most people who try to open up theme parks, competing with the likes of
That's why it's an educational game. Yeah, because it teaches you the hardships of opening a park.
Hardships of having a small business, Most likely you're going to go under, and that's just life, okay?
I think Hunter walked away from his computer. I switched to his stream, and he's just power washing the same spot. Oh no, he's moving.
I was getting a snack.
Sometimes you gotta scrub. You gotta scrub, and you gotta scrub, and you gotta scrub.
So Dino Park Tycoon, it was another childhood memory of mine of it being good, and then I saw it on a list of being bad. I'm like, that can't be right. It turns out it is kind of one of those things. It's better to leave nostalgia kind of game. Like you play it, and it's like, wow, that doesn't live up to games that have come after that, like park simulators. So we talked about mech games, including Oregon Trail and Amazon Trail, those kinds of games, including one that was pulled from shelves or recalled from schools. Does anyone remember what that game was and why it was recalled?
I know why. I forget the name.
Wasn't there like a slave one? It was about being a slave?
Yep.
Yeah. It was a game called Freedom in which you were a slave escaping enslavement, and your goal was, it was like Oregon Trail. Like, do you want to press on through the night? And your character couldn't read, and
it was Underground Railroad, but the game.
Yeah,
Yay.
It did not handle it. And honestly, like when we did the read through of it, like what they were trying to do is, it seemed like this is educational. Like the teacher has to read it with all this like material that like is for teaching lessons and stuff, but instead it ended up in like the computer classroom and people playing it in the same tone as
no context
as Oregon Trail, which is like, darn it, I got caught by the dogs again, and it had some very like kind of black-faced kind of stuff. So yeah, that was a game called Freedom, produced by Mech. Yeah. Episode 39 was Fingered with an exclamation mark. Frank, you want to explain that?
Have you ever wanted to just indiscriminately kill possible criminals?
Yeah.
But you do get kind of in trouble. I mean, you don't get put in jail or anything. You just get to start all over.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic whodunit with very little clues, and you just have to be judge, jury, executioner, because apparently that's the kind of world we live in. Oh, cultural reference to modern times. Anyway, it's a game where everyone looks horrific because it's made by the Super Meat Boy.
Yeah, Ed McMillan.
And it's very hard to tell some qualifiers and we basically cheated to beat the game. As you do with all good games, you have to cheat to beat it.
This game was a short experience by Edmund Macmillan, the team that did Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy. The name is maybe misleading and off-putting, and so is the whole rest of the game. I'm not a fan of the art style personally, but to each their own. Episode 40 was a big one. It was such a big one. Episode 40 was Marlowe Briggs and the Mask of Death.
Marlowe Briggs is a very, very handsome, very strong, very muscular gentleman of dark complexion, and he's just going to just visit his girlfriend, who he loves very dearly.
That's right, he was.
She has just gotten caught up in this crazy, silly situation where she's working for, I believe, a Chinese businessman who really wants to increase his not only wealth but power and longevity. Through mystical artifacts.
As you do.
And Marlowe Briggs doesn't really appreciate how he talks to his girlfriend. She really doesn't feel comfortable working on this operation.
If you're not careful, this is going to go longer than the intro, because the intro does this all in like a minute.
Yeah, it really kind of you're losing some context there, but you figure it out throughout the way. And so Marlowe stands up for his girlfriend, as one does, and he dies for his girlfriend, as one does. And but like a knucklehead, the villain kills Marlowe Briggs with this magical scythe and leaves this magical mask just laying on it. And lo and behold, it brings Marlowe back from the dead. It makes basically the mask makes it him his champion, and
You're
they
the
go
god
on
of
a
death
magical
now.
adventure
Yeah.
together, stop the bad guy in his tracks, and save Marlowe's girlfriend, and just be overall kick-ass dude.
Yeah.
It's very Devil May Cry-ish. Little
Actually,
little Tomb Raider-y.
just a fun fact to insert in there. This is the original plot to Sling Blade.
Yeah.
If you all didn't know that.
I didn't
Billy
know
Bob
that.
Thornton.
That's fun.
Yeah, but at the time they had a lower budget, and they said, you know what,
Much
on
lower.
the
Let's
sequel,
reel it in.
on the sequel, we'll pull this off. And Billy Bob was actually going to do, he was going to apply
down.
makeup to really get into the character. But then they just took too long, and then that kind of fell out of favor with, how people should be portrayed.
Yeah, so this was another pre-play that we all enjoyed quite a bit. It was a campy God of War about a guy who was killed with an ancient scythe, and you're taking on an evil guy to become a sorcerer that's trying to become a sorcerer. Just no notes. We loved it. Episode 41 was a doubleheader again. Virtuoso and Revolution X. Do you remember
Hold on.
Virtuoso?
Hold
Did
on,
I
give me
stump
1
him?
second.
I stumped him. Revolution X.
You may have finally really
did
stumped
it.
me.
Did it do it? You're going to lose all your points on this one, Frank?
Yeah, Xenoblade almost got me for a second because I always think it's called Zenblade or what.
Wait,
I
I can help him. I can help him.
But
Frank,
hold on a second.
VR.
I forgot. I even forgot that was the plot of the Virtuoso.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so, okay. What were the new teams again, Chris?
Virtuoso and Revolution X.
So Virtuoso, you are a badass musician.
Yeah.
And you like to unwind after a good gig,
Sure.
You get brought into a Doom type game, and you just go around and you kill bats, you kill snowmen, you kill all kinds of stuff. You find collectibles. You need keys to get through the map.
Yeah, you do.
And you can kind of rotate around, and you can see yourself at different angles. And it's not great. Revolution X, man, you're either helping Aerosmith or you're helping Steven Tyler, and I always fuck them up. But it's
Tyler
one of those
is in
guys.
Aerosmith, yeah.
It's either the Stones
Aerosmith.
or
You're thinking
Aerosmith,
Mick Jagger's in the Stones.
and
He's
you're
not-
helping
he's
them
not in
out.
that.
They've been kidnapped. There's mammies, which are also women. We're not going to
You
Google. We're not going to
remember
put them
what
on
they
here.
were
We're just
called.
going to let them go. There's mammies, okay,
Yeah.
and mammies get turned into these ghoulies things.
Yeah.
And you want to stop that because the world needs more mammies, less ghoulies. I don't know what that's trying to say about the state of things or how Aerosmith views women. But there were multiple versions of the game. Aerosmith did a lot of work with it to some extent, but it also seems like, they're a little hands-offish. They were kind of just letting, people do their own thing. And you saved the day and Aerosmith, right?
Yeah, you do.
And the remaining mammies. But you did kill a lot of previous mammies, and we're not sure if there was a technology to revert them back to mammies. But we're not going to think about that. The world will make more mammies.
Yes. All right, and Revolution X, Steven Tyler and the whole cast of Aerosmith really provided a lot of green room work and voiceovers for that game. But while you're starting the game off, tells you that blank is your weapon. What is your weapon while you're fighting the New World Order?
Your guitar.
Isn't it
Close.
Oh, I was gonna say
Music.
Music. That's right. Music is your weapon because you shoot CDs at people.
Also, keys
Nice.
just come out of a TV, and you're like, how did keys come out of a? And you just got to keep going.
Yeah, they do a pre-recorded message in a TV, and they're like, if you're watching this, we've been taken. They throw some keys at you through a TV, and then you take the Aerosmith car and drive off into the next level. Episode
That's
42.
awesome.
It is awesome, honestly. Episode 42 was not the answer to life and everything. Frank, it was Spy Hunter Nowhere to Run. Tell me about Spy Hunter Nowhere to Run.
The first and last game we all played together through the pandemic, physically together.
That was the last game ever.
Yeah. This is all a dream. We've all been in a coma this whole time. Chris is smelling gasoline on the side of the road.
Yeah. It's not bad, honestly.
There's this classic game, Spy Hunter, and people have always wondered, what if you could get out of the car? Well, if you were to get out of the car, you'd have to be a pretty badass person. So who could you be? Well, how about Dwayne the frickin' Rock Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you play as Dwayne the Rock Johnson in a game where you shoot, you fight, you just fucking kill people, man. It's somewhat brutal. The behind the scenes shows that it was even more brutal, and they couldn't
had to tone
fit
it
the
down.
brutality into the game
Yeah.
because The Rock just knows some moves that are just too high core for at the time that time's
Had a
motion
brutal
capture technology.
neck break sound. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
It really, you really could just snap a motherfucker's neck. There was a lot of double crosses and triple crosses, and at the end of the day, it really led you to a sequel that we never unfortunately got.
Yeah.
Any motocrosses?
No, well,
No, there were-
did
there
it
were really
turn into
no-
a motocross? It didn't.
There actually,
there was a bike.
your car kind of didn't it turn into like a
it
bicycle?
could turn into a motorcycle, yeah.
Yeah, there was a motorcycle, not necessarily a motocross, but there was a motorcycle section.
That'd be great if it turned into a bicycle at one point.
Hoverboard, some wheelies. It just keeps going down and down. Yeah, we talked about the Spy Hunter franchise, about The Rock's moves, his appeal, his body, mostly The Rock, yeah. All right, episode 43, No Man's Sky.
You wake up on a planet. You're not sure what's going on. You're not sure who you are, but what you do know is you need to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I died the first time. So then, once I got back up off my feet, and then I figured out how to play the game. You go, you find your ship, you repair your ship, and then you go into space, and you learn, you explore, you become closer with yourself, you become closer with the universe itself.
Wow.
Which is ever expanding, ever growing,
Yeah.
and ever
Procedurally
filling with
generated,
life.
yeah.
Slowly but surely, the universe will populate, and things will be prosperous.
Yeah.
Also, you get to fight robots.
No Man's Sky was another pre-play. It was an interesting one in that it's not a bad game, at least not anymore. But again, in the history of like bad video games, this is one like Daikatana that always comes up because its launch was such a mess. There were technical things that went wrong. It overpromised a lot of things, and mostly I think it was people's imaginations for what this game would be like that kind of ran wild and sacked the game's reception to begin with. But episode 44 was Moonbase Alpha.
In a world where you could be a NASA astronaut and go through a perilous mission of
An
trying
astronaut.
to restore your oxygen so you and your fellow astronauts could survive and not slowly choke to death in the vacuum of space.
Yeah.
Your comrades, several little robots who need to, be able to do complicated things with their little robot hands, need to work together to restore your habitat to a proper stasis where everyone can survive
Yeah.
on this very desolate, low-gravity desert. Also, there's a badass voice-to-chat feature.
Yeah, that is certainly the highlight.
Make sweet-ass, kick-ass tunes. Also, you can fuck up like Tom did and just spam a thing and just really
the
fuck up
W's,
everyone's day.
He already has it, and I won't ask the question. All right. I was going to ask, what key was it that Tom spammed?
W.
It was the W key. Yeah, it was the thank you. It was a learning experience about being an astronaut, I guess, and your life being at risk on the moon.
Government funded.
Yeah, it was a government-funded video game. The key feature definitely was the text-to-speech. Fun fact for this episode, for like recording it, I needed to get a separate recording of the audio. Like, so when Tom spammed the www thing in the voice chat, there was I didn't have a clean recording of that, so I had to go through and find the exact software that they use to do like the text-to-speech in the game, and I had to retype any lines that I wanted in our podcast to re-record it in a robot voice. So I like manually typed out a whole bunch of stuff, and I created a lot more editing work than I needed to, probably because I didn't take Frank's advice about recording the game audio. That's usually what happens. So yeah, editing's fun. Episode 45 was The Demon Rush Legends Corrupt. Frank, you remember anything about that game?
Give me 1 second.
That's the one with Charizard, Frank.
Oh yeah, okay. This is another cast reading.
Yeah, it is.
Basically.
Was.
So this is a very confusing game where you go in a spaceship, you crash, you interact with people. There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of in-depth character building. There's a lot of combat, very, very quick combat, you know. There's some pixelated boobs, which we're not going to look up. We're not going to Google. We're just going to let that go.
I forgot, yeah.
There's a huge cast of characters. A lot of people look similar, so it's very easy to mix up people.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, you know, there were 3 gods. They each chose a planet to inhabit and help. And it just everything's fucked up, man. But there's also Charizard people. And that's just something you got to accept.
Yeah.
There are Charizard people.
Yeah, recognize them. Yeah, this was it's like a fan fiction turned video game. It's hard to describe. It's like so deep in lore and shallow in gameplay. It's got a character, like we said, who looks like a bad Charizard costume. It just kind of comes out of nowhere, and all the characters are like, yeah, that's the guy who looks like a bad Charizard costume. We did voice readings for it, and this one I'd say this game, if any, felt like we were punching down. You know, that doesn't happen very often with these games because we do like published games, but this one was weird. Like, it feels like it's a one-man operation. I'm pretty sure it is, who made this game, but like, we appreciated it for what it was and the amount of work you put into it. So keep on trucking, buddy.
Also, it used to be a 2D game that he turned into a 3D game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a trivia thing. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. Some of the trivia for this game is, can anyone repeat the name of the game that we're talking about back to me? The full name of it. Just repeat the name of the game.
Demon Rush?
Nope.
It's The Demon Rush.
It's The Demon Rush. What's the second part? I said it.
You said it multiple times and I still can't fucking remember.
The Demon Rush Charizard style.
No, I'm sorry, everyone. Everyone goes back to 0. It is The Demon Rush Legends Corrupt. Does not roll off the tongue. Yeah. Episode 46 was Exodus from the Earth. Frank, do you remember Exodus from the Earth?
Yes, I do. In Exodus from the Earth, you are one bad mamma jamma. You're one cool dude, and you got to find out. You're working for
like a private contractor or something? Yeah, he's
or another company. I don't know. You're working for somebody, and they want to know: is this? There's a vaccine.
Yeah, there's a vaccine. All right.
Let's get a little bit political. There's a vaccine that may or may not let you live on this other planet because Earth is fucked. All right, Earth is just,
it's going downhill.
Earth is gone, baby.
It's gonna burn up.
There's no saving it. We gotta go elsewhere, and they think they found this other elsewhere.
Yeah.
But we're not sure because, you know, they say you really need this vaccine to live there. You also could just use a little oxygen supplementation, apparently. But, you know, this vaccine, that's
Where's the
shit.
fun in that?
So you travel to a whole motherfucking planet. You infiltrate the system. You befriend a guy who gets shot right in front of you and killed. You take an advantage of him, even though you met him twice. Yeah. You know, there were other people who you kind of just leave them for dead.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, find out that the vaccine is just highly addictive, unnecessary, and, you know.
Wow. Frank said it, not me. All right. There it is on the record.
Clip it. All right. And send to government agency. Yeah. So you don't, the vaccine doesn't work. It just makes you highly addicted to it. And they just want to sell the drug.
Clip it.
And then you find out that your boss who hired you knows that.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants the drug to sell the drug. And he has no qualms in killing you. But little does he know, you have no qualms killing him
or yourself.
And then the planet you're on explodes because the guy that you both wanted to kill beforehand had a dead man switch tied to his heartbeat.
Yeah.
And you killed him before you killed the other guy. So by the time you're trying to leave,
the whole planet's blowing up.
The whole planet blew up because
planet.
It was that fragile. So did you really want to live there in the first place? If one jackass could just blow up a whole goddamn planet, all right. So maybe that wasn't the best pick of Earth. Maybe how about we actually do try to fix Earth, huh? # let's fix Earth.
Yeah, I'm showing on stream right now the conversation with the monkey stole the phone and the beaches. The voice acting in this game. Fucking animals. Yeah. Yeah, the voice acting in this game was one of my favorite. The game had to do with a vaccine, and the main hero blew up in the end on Mars and dove away from the explosion. Episode 47 was The Ship.
Well, we actually played the Ship Remastered. Which
yes.
actually cut out all of the storyline, so we had to learn about the storyline through me retelling it.
Yeah, all I recall was that there was Osama and Hillary, and
there's a mysterious Mr. X who has this game he plays on the ship, where you have someone you have to kill, and then someone has to kill you, and the
social
winner
deduction
wins money. And so you go through all that rigmarole, and then you survive. But it turns out no, you're not in the next game. Well, really very Saw-y to some extent, but not really, because usually in Saw it's only one game. But anyhow,
yeah. So the game was social deduction.
The big draw
yeah.
was the multiplayer,
Yeah.
where they had a mode where you could be political figures, and cause all kinds of zany fun.
Yeah, it was a social deduction game with no plot in the version that we played, and there was a lot of micromanagement. Speaking of which, what were some of the things you had to micromanage in the ship?
Brushing your teeth.
Oh, that's a good guess.
It was like you have to go pee, poop.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I think, eating and bathing was one of them.
Yep. And the other one is sleep and social. Yeah, you need to like talk to people, like just be around people. I guess to.
Just it
was not fun.
I just spent 900. Got the
you got the
next
nozzle
level power washer.
Yeah.
Woo!
Is it worth it? Please tell me it's worth it.
Oh, it's worth it.
Tell me about it, Tom. Tell me about it. Episode 48, Metal Gear Survive. Frank.
Have you ever wondered, man, I wish I could play the most monotonous piece of shit Metal Gear ripoff game.
It is a Metal Gear game.
Oh, this is a game for you, baby, because you got to just fight hordes of just the worst type of zombie that's, somehow weaker and stronger than you until you play an online match with your friends, which gives you the ability to level up enough to have the ability to actually fight some of these guys, but not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game of attrition on your sanity and on the amount of NPC spawned in an area.
Yeah, just like going through 52 episodes at once. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, the zombies win most of the time, causing you to go back, sneak back, retrieve your supplies. It's a game that could have been great, but just was not.
Yeah. It was a pre-play. I thought it was pretty fascinating. It had the potential to hook you and keep you coming back for dailies and weeklies. And we had a lot of fun playing it together online, but there were just so many things wrong with it that, like, why did they do it this way? Why did they roll out the skills this way? Why did it take so long to see this? And that it was in the Metal Gear Solid universe was really baffling. So a couple of trivia questions. Why do you need an air tank in Metal Gear Survive?
Isn't there's that
To breathe.
fog area, right? It's like the evil fog.
Yeah, what do they call the fog?
What's it called?
The mist.
It's called the dust.
It is called the dust. That's right, Frank. And the big monster in this game, we called him Dust Daddy. Why doesn't he die when you blast him?
Is this something to do with like time travel?
Time travel is a big part of the game, but it's not why he didn't die. He didn't die because he didn't understand the concept of death. Yeah.
Wow.
Deep.
Real
Must
deep.
be nice.
Yeah.
That's like
Right.
in Hitchhiker's Guide, like that if you trip but forget about gravity, that you can fly.
Yeah. All right, Victor, this is your time to shine now. This is the era of Victor. I hope you're ready. All right, episode 49 was Bionic Commando.
In a world where your arm is your wife, or a white guy with dreads, and it's totally fine. All right, it's totally fine.
The 90s?
You have to go and you have to stop a bad guy. Well, there's like a German Nazi guy.
Sure, yeah.
Kind of, sort of. And
No,
then
he's a
there's
Nazi,
this
yeah.
other guy who you thought was your friend, but he was really backstabbing you the whole time, as most close friends do.
Yeah.
So and then you have this friend who has very fast legs.
So fast.
Very fast legs, but her upper
Not
body
fast enough.
She could not really take a hit that hard, and her head is very stompable, as we also found out. And you just kind of bionic arm around.
Yeah.
Does physics really understand how? No.
No.
It's not important. It's like blue fog here. It's like blue shield fog that keeps you on your path, even though you kind of think, oh man, this is more like a free roam. Not really.
Yeah.
Not so free. And for a game where there's a lot of swinging, there are a lot of low ceilings, causing you to be on the ground.
As usual, Frank has stepped all over my trivia. That's completely fine. But in the end, what did we discover your left arm was all along? But say it in a Borat voice.
My wife.
My wife.
My wife.
There you go. You guys can get points. Episode 50 was Deadly Premonition. This wound still feels fresh. Frank, tell me about Deadly Premonition in 5 seconds.
You're detected as split personality disorder caused by trauma, seeing his father not being able to kill his mother turning into a stick person. There's a very fat man who grows red trees, and he is the devil, not really, but he works for possibly the devil, I don't know. But he has a demon dog that's his assistant. And you go to the small town where there's a very jacked, very strong sheriff, but he's a bad, bad boy. And he deserves to be punished. He is quite the leather daddy who, in the end, gets his means to an end. You have a love interest whose womb turns into a tree, and she pulls it out because you are too much of a coward to kill her.
Yeah.
She shows you the true powers from within. It's a tree growing from your womb that you must remove yourself and die. There is a devilish sandwich that is jam and cereal, a sinner sandwich, if you will, but it is actually quite tasty. You should really try it. Please, come on, just try it. Just take one bite. I promise you, it's a very good sandwich. There's a woman who has a pot, and she carries that pot everywhere around. There is a gas station woman who is very interested in you, but unfortunately, she meets her end very, very brutally, as do most women in this town, because you need to harvest the tree from their womb. It's the seeds. It's all about the seeds. Why don't you go play chess with the what's the guy? The fucking he's the.
It was he had Usher.
No,
Usher.
Oh yeah, Usher. Well, yeah, Usher. Yeah. No, but he was the.
He
what's
was
his job?
Usher,
He's
but
the,
he was a mortician.
mortician?
No, there's another name.
Autopsy guy.
Autopsy guy?
Yeah, what'd you call that?
What's the other
Is
name
it a
for that?
mortician?
No, it's an
No, that's the guy at
position
the
now.
end. That's a
Coroner.
Coroner.
It's an
Oh.
elected,
Yeah,
it's an
the
elected
coroner.
position.
You
It's a
play
coroner.
chess with the coroner, and he's amazed at your knowledge. But he also tries to be a detective, and you put that motherfucker in his place. He's not a detective. He's a coroner. He smells dead bodies. You solve murders. Okay. It's just you can fish. You can take showers. You can not take showers.
Yep.
You can kill your landlord or your host at your hotel, but you probably shouldn't. All right, because she's the one who sells the worms, and whoever holds the worms holds the power.
The spice must flow.
Yeah.
The melange.
Yeah, so Deadly Premonition.
Also, the worst. That is the worst game we have ever played.
Yeah.
I think about it every day still.
Yeah, this is a plot so involved it took us hours just to do like an outline overview of, and there's still so many questions. Just give me that power wash or just blast me with it. It was Twin Peaks-ish. It was slow. It was plotting. But the question is, what did we decide about the zombie sequences? Were they happening?
Yes, because the girl also fights a zombie.
Okay, anyone else?
But I mean,
No.
you could theoretically just it could be what he imagined. You know what I mean? It's one of those games where they could just be fucking with you the whole time,
It's
baby.
true.
Yeah,
But did we really kill that fat man? I like to think we did.
Yeah, he's an unreliable narrator, and I guess she is too. You play as a couple of people different times. What I had written down was that I don't know. Please, somebody tell me whether it happened. I pointed out that.
You wrote down.
Yeah, I pointed out. I know, like in the episode we talked about, like, so this must be happening, but also that doesn't make sense with like consistency for the rest of the game. So I can't stop thinking about it.
Well, because it was added
but-
in like in post,
Right.
right? You said like they said. You said
For
that,
a
like,
Western
when they
audience,
originally
they
made the
needed some
game,
more
like,
action,
someone-
yeah.
I guess they were critiquing it and saying that there wasn't enough action, and they added the zombies in, right?
Right, yeah, that part of the game wasn't intended to be there, but it doesn't make sense. None of it
Yeah, like-
makes sense, though, if you look too close into it. If any fanboys
I mean, it's also
wanna come
funny though.
after
If you
me-
imagine if there weren't the zombie parts, there's just a part where you're being chased around by the raincoat killer,
Yeah, the rank.
and then you shoot at the deputy, and then you fight George, and then you fight the fat man. And then so it's like you just fight like 4 times an entire game.
That-
So I
that-
mean,
that
I
would've been
kind of
pretty
get
out
it to
of
some
place,
extent,
yeah.
but
Episode 51 was Night Trap. Frank, tell me about Night Trap.
Night Trap, woohoo!
That sounds like DuckTales, not Night Trap.
in Night Trap is the story of vampires who are not allowed to be vampires.
Augers.
Canceled
Augers who
vampire.
love
Trashies.
to aug the blood. Yeah, augers, aka Trashies. who love to drain the blood out of their victims via a drill, which is somehow less traumatizing than just biting onto someone because it's, how many children have access to drills? Just my child, okay? But he's very responsible. He's very responsible with the drill. It's a tale of,
some sexy co-eds.
Of co-eds who are of age, we think. We're pretty sure. But once again, we're not going to Google. We're not going to look it up. We're just going to let it. We're going to let it ride. We're not going to really think about it. We're going to look away when they're in the bathroom. We're looking away. We're turning our head to the side. And it's just a tale of a team, a SEAL team, but they're not a SEAL team.
What were they called?
They were called some dumbass.
I thought you just said they were augers.
No.
The team, the good guys that you are working with, but you're part of them, but you're not a part of them.
The SWAT.
Oh, the scat team.
The scat team.
Yeah. And but we're not. Don't Google scat. Don't look up scat.
Don't look up the scat team.
So because the whole house is set up with booby traps and traps, and you want to catch as many augers as possible, and to save all the sweet little children that are in the house, and you want to stop all the atrocities.
I don't like it that you said that.
Yeah, I immediately regret it, but it's too late now. It's on record, so we're all just gonna go to jail.
It's on the record.
It's very lackadaisical, but it's also very tough. And once again, we had to use a guide to complete it.
Oh yeah, no, it's a tough as far as games go. It's very difficult. And you guys both said my trivia about what are the bad guys called? They are augers, or we call them Trashies. And that takes us, gentlemen, to the last game that we played was Telltale Texas Hold'em. Frank, give us a 5-second pitch of that game.
Have you ever wanted to just play Texas Hold'em with some of the funniest and/or most dangerous characters you've ever met in your life? Unfortunately, this isn't the game for you, but it is a Texas Hold'em simulator where you compete against 4 NPCs who have different backgrounds, and there are many lines of dialogue that they say in between each other and towards you that some people say are funny, some people say are very repetitive, monotonous, and boring.
Yeah.
And some of them give people stress, like Chris.
Frank hosted this one. We tried our best to rob Tom blind of his money. Frank even went as far as to give me extra money to beat him, but he still won. And Hunter was the one who beat the AI in this game, though, not to be unmentioned. And he kind of got kicked to the main menu unceremoniously after you beat them.
It was kind of rude.
Yeah. So question, trivia for this game. Anybody, name one single character that was in this game. Just name one.
Broson.
Nope.
Nope. It was Theodore Dude Bro.
Dude Bro. That's what it was. Yeah. So funny.
Okay. There's
so
3 other characters if someone wants to try to guess. But
is it just Granny and Boris, right? Yeah. I didn't write any of them down. I just assumed that Frank would know them because he does.
Yeah. I think Granny was called
just Granny. Yeah.
Granny.
And she killed all of her other husbands. Yeah. All right. So that we did it. We reviewed in a clip show style all the things. So just quick check in. How's everyone's power wash going? You feeling at peace? Yeah. Are you getting frustrated? How's it going? I see Tom's
so loud
just blasting
still.
Away. It's still
I've
too
turned
loud
the volume.
for you?
It's still so fucking loud.
I pretty much just turned the volume off.
Oh, okay. I have no volume.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
I'm not sure if part of me wants to just power wash in real life and see if that's more fun than.
Well, I actually have your old power washer if you want to. Do you? It works pretty well, yeah.
So while I was researching this game to play it, I don't know, it was like midnight on a Thursday, and I had the horrifying thought as I'm playing this game that should Matea wake up and come out here and watch what I'm doing, she will point out to me that on my to-do list, on my honey-do list, is power wash the garage door. And how can I explain what I'm doing right now? I talked to her and explained it anyway, and I got only several lashings. But
she did. She did walk out and see.
No, she didn't. I just told her about it. That was a funny thought that I had, and she's like, "Yeah. So how is that power washing going?" The problem is it's the garage door, and whenever I power wash, the garage door is open. So I never think to power wash the garage door itself. Anyway, we're moving on. So, like I said, on episode 9, Celebrity Deathmatch, that was the first time we used the scale. The Garbage Valley scale system. So let's talk about that for a second. Of course, our Garbage Valley score system, it rates games on enjoyment. It's got its usual 0 to 10, 10 being a perfectly good game, 0 being a complete waste of your time, but our scale keeps going way past 0 all the way to -10. It's reflecting that a game is so bad, that's good again, you're enjoying it. So scores around 0 are in the valley and they're a waste of your time. And so here's some trivia about our scores, because Tom, Tom, while you've said that you were going to tabulate all of our scores before, I actually did. I have a sheet with all of our scores from all the games that we've done. So here's a few questions. We just talked about all the games. What game did we score the highest for enjoyment, regardless of negative or positive? What game did we score?
Oh, it's Marlowe Briggs.
Any other guesses in there?
I don't think I was on the game. You scored the highest.
You've only hated all the games that you've played.
I know Jurassic the Hunted was pretty well liked. No Man's Sky got pretty good reviews, I think.
Yeah. Tom is correct. Marlowe Briggs has the highest overall enjoyment with 8.8. Coming in second was Xenoclash with 8.1. Then Tomato Way with 7.25. And Frank, did you say No Man's Sky? No Man's Sky got a 7.1. And that was without any negatives.
By the way, Chris, I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just going to take all your points. It's fine. So some interesting data there from the research that I did. And looking at the lowest scoring games like in the deepest part of the valley, closest to 0. What do you guys think?
It's Deadly Premonition. Deadly Premonition.
I think Deadly Premonition got the closest. That's interesting because that is not the tale that it is telling from me looking at it here.
What?
No, it is not.
I know every game
there are
that I've
games
done
way closer
is on
to
the
0.
low end. Yeah.
So,
what about? Oh, you know what? What about the rat game? I think that was
Bad Rat
too.
Okay, so I'll tell you them as we go along. So Deadly Premonition actually got a negative 2.25, and
that's too generous.
And then Bad Rat's got a 2, but with scores like balancing out each other, or all scores treated as positive, like not negatives versus positives, because sometimes that'll screw up score. The lowest scoring one is Unearthed, Trail of Ibn Battuta, that got 1.5. Next was Alpha Xylon with 1.58. Then Telltale Texas, Telltale Games Texas Hold'em got 1.75. And kind of continuing on that trend, Rambo got a 2 and Renzo Racer got a 2, which did, as Frank just said, bring my attention to Frank, your games, which you've hosted, I think, 7 total games. 6 of them are in the bottom 10.
Yeah.
So
baby,
you know how to pick them, buddy.
Yeah, I'm good. Yep.
If I follow that trend, Carly, on the other hand, has an average of 5.3, given she's only hosted 1 game, but 5.3. Good work, Carly. Another question, who has awarded the most 0s?
Me.
I'm going to say Tom.
Hunter says me.
I think it might be me. I feel...
Tom says him.
And then Hunter's probably number 2.
You think? Okay, so you also think I put these things into an Excel spreadsheet. They become law at that point, so I can't second guess these things. But my documents here say that Tom has given 1, according to my documents. Victor has given 1. Diana has given 1. Bob has given 1. The rest of them, 5 0s handed out by Hunter.
Wow.
Yeah. 0. He's not shy with those zeros.
Wow. I would have never thought that.
Yeah. On the opposite end, who enjoys games the most?
Frank.
Probably least surprised by the data here. Tom tracks at a 3.65. I track at regardless of positive or negative, who's giving the highest numbers out. So Tom tracks at a 3.65 average. I track at a 4.3. Frank tracks at a 4.7. But actually, not as much data in there, but Bob comes in at a 5.8. So Bob, through like 3 or 4 games, has rated games higher than Frank. And Hunter, I didn't include you there because it was lower, but it was... we gave a 3.38 on average.
Yeah, well, it's garbage game night.
That's good. You're sticking to the rules, And let's jump over here. These are the amount of prizes won, and we can see here that here it is in full color that Tom has the most prizes with 32%. Followed up by Hunter with 21, followed up by Carly at 18, followed up by
Carly
followed up by Frank.
should be joined together.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to do that, then you have more than Tom. Fine. Okay. Yeah. So that is all of the data that I have for you this evening. And what we're talking about this evening is the Trashies that we wanted to. I say we as if we're a conglomerate. It's me. I wanted to award some people some things based on their contributions to the podcast. And here's the truth of it. Me writing out the details of each episode and logging the numbers, I kind of ran out of time. So I haven't really put anything down for the Trashies. So let's see. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to print out a little pedestal and put a trash can on top of it and print out a little plaque that will say each of these things. So Hunter, congratulations. I'm going to be awarding you the most zeros award. How can we say that better?
Like make it like an achievement.
Like the stingiest, maybe. The most realistic.
The most refined critic.
Yeah,
there we go. Most refined palate.
Zero tolerance.
I did so
zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance.
All right, very good. So zero tolerance award. I like that. Oh, okay. So Tom has the most prizes. So perhaps your award should be the most try hard. I don't know. What should you be, Tom?
Try hard.
The try hard award. Okay. Try hard.
Like Die Hard.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like
live free or try hard.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
And Frank,
very funny.
It's got to be something for the. It's got to be something for your ironclad memory, right?
I mean, I don't know if you want to put number one fan. I mean,
yeah, no, it's the number one fan award. I like that. Who's listened to all of our podcasts twice on double speed, but I'll take it. The number one fan award. I like it. And Victor,
most succinct.
who who has clean? Where are you right now, Victor, in this game?
I have $304.
Oh, it's not bad, right? And you bought a lot of things, right?
Yeah, I bought some things. You're gonna give me an award based on this game?
I'm gonna give you the trackpad award. Is what I'm gonna do, Victor.
Oh God!
Or how about the Mac and Me award? Do you want the Mac and Me award for Victor, who usually can't play the games with us because he has a Mac?
Oh,
I like it. Put me in a wheelchair with my Mac.
Because you're handicapped because you use a Mac.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. And I want to make sure we gave something to all of our regulars. Carla can't be with us this evening, but I'll give her the highest rated, on average, most highly appreciated games award, since she has the statistically record for most enjoyed game. Yeah, favorite host award. Definitely not Frank. Frank, you'd be the least favorite host award.
I know.
I'll let her know.
Appreciate it. And we'll talk about PowerWash Simulator. Do you guys feel relieved? Do you feel cleansed? Do you feel anew, ready to go into another 53 episodes of Garbage Game Night?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
What I find interesting, and like watching some people play this game, like on Twitch, like what is your strategy, Tom? You go into a dirty playground to see you're in the dirty playground. What's your strategy? Do you go section by section, just blast the biggest thing that you see? What's your strategy?
It's funny because when the game started, I don't know, it just really quickly, it is weirdly soothing, I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't think I could. So I get distracted easily. So if we were just like not doing anything and talking, I feel like I'd be like end up doing something else. And this is like a perfect task to be doing while like talking about other stuff. Is I was able to be engaged, but this is kind of just like
you like something to fidget with, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So it was like honestly, there was something like really relaxing about it. But what I ended up doing is that I thought was more fun after a while. It's just kind of like cordoning off like what do I want to clean? I'll be like, I'm going to clean this Stegosaurus. And I just go over there and just make him pretty. I don't know. Just like one little thing at a time. And it makes you kind of happy when it's done.
Yeah, you feel accomplished. Very nice. We're reverting back into our NPR voice now. Victor, what'd you think about your time cleaning with the trackpad?
It was good. I think I kind of have some ADD here where I'm like, there's Mo from Wall-E or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's too much stuff. I'm like, freaking out. Like especially the the fact when you mentioned the tab thing of what you can see, I'm
it
like,
shows
this
all
is
those
great,
dirty
but
spots.
this is horrible because now I can see what needs to be done, and it's
that is like the little robot from WALL-E. It highlights everything that needs to be cleaned.
I mean, and like what Tom said, I saw the Stegosaurus. I was like, obviously, I got to clean that thing because it's a Stegosaurus. Yeah. I wish as I was cleaning this, I was like, man, I'm really taking this kind of seriously, and I wish that I was better at it and had more of a system. But then I was like, you're on a trackpad. Then I was like, don't make excuses. And then like a lot of
You've got
thoughts
a
went through my
Stegosaurus
head,
to clean.
and I realized, hey, idiot, you're cleaning fake things.
Yeah,
So
you're cleaning
maybe-
pixels on a video game.
Yeah, I realized it too late though. It was like a minute ago. So that's
Nice.
been my experience.
Very nice. Hunter, how's your cleaning process going?
I'm
Y'all
quite
cleaned
enjoying
it?
it.
Good, very good. I'm
Quite.
glad I was able to provide a soothing Zen experience this evening.
Yeah,
Because for someone who gives so many zeros out.
The bungalow so far was my favorite because I just like the idea, and I don't know if I'm up right now, but this is what I like to do. So I found out pretty early on, I think, like I said, that I can just have the machine do itself. You hit the right button and it'll just go, and then I can just like use my WASD to get it
Pretend like
very
you're a machine.
like, left, right. I'm a machine.
Frank, I mean, you've been busy. You've been regaling us with summaries of 53 games, but 52 games. But how's your experience been?
I'm so tired.
You did more talking than me, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's just fun, pressure cleaning. I feel like how I am when I'm really pressure cleaning stuff, It's like it's fun for a little bit.
But your feet don't get
go
dirty,
through,
That's nice.
And then you're just like, one day this will be over, right? And then I'll die. I'll finish this before I die, right? But it's going great. It's going great, and I keep forgetting about the right click thing,
Mm-hmm.
So when I move to another section, I'll just keep left clicking for a while, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, I can right click, and then I could just move the mouse around like I'm doing right now. So it's
all right. Well, that's pretty much all we got here for episode 53, the Trashies. I'm proud to give out some Trashy awards and play a refreshing game. So thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Anything else anyone wants to add here?
In going with my tryhard, I can't help but notice.
Yeah. That you wanted an award? You got an award, Tom. You got the Tryhard Award.
Another one.
I'm not doing. We're not really doing this game. Did you notice how we
hold
rated
on,
this game?
real quick, Chris.
Yes.
How are you this evening?
How are you?
Oh.
I said it first. I'm just kidding.
I don't even know how
14.5, bitch. It's not enough.
How's your whole family?